Hello and welcome to George Sparky Anderson Field. I'm Knight Uretsky, joined alongside Ryan Milano, and today the Conejo Oaks are going to be hosting the Santa Barbara Foresters. And last night, the Conejo Oaks grinded out a gritty 5-4 victory against the Arroyo Seco Saints. Today they're back at it against the one team that's beaten them all season, and that is the Foresters. The Foresters, coming into the game, had won each of their previous 6 games before dropping the game yesterday against the San Luis Obispo Blues. That game they lost 5-0, but the Foresters did get the better of the Oaks on Tuesday. They won 11-4 in that game. They scored all 11 of those runs in the first 3 innings. So Ryan, building off of that loss on Tuesday and back-to-back wins for the Oaks the last couple of games, what are the Oaks going to have to do today to get the win against the team that beat them on Tuesday?
Well, they're just going to have to execute. In the third inning is where the Foresters did their work, and they started out and just did not let up in that third inning. Outside of that, it was an even ball game. So as long as the Oaks, they stay composed, they stay compact, and they don't give up an inning like they did in the bottom of the third, it will be all fine for Conejo. In that inning, they allowed 4 consecutive walks at one point, 2 extra base hits, and another single. So a lot in that inning that the Oaks just could not get off the field. Here, what they have to do is just get outs, and they're going to have to rely on Lucian Weschberg, his first appearance for Conejo on the season. He's on the hill. We'll see how he performs and if he can shut down this lineup.
First appearance for Weschberg, like you said, and he's going to be going up against the Santa Barbara Foresters lineup. Leading off right now is Kendall Pettis. He'll be followed by Jack Rydell, Steven Zobak, and Ryan Roboleski in the cleanup spot. Nathan Rombach, the first baseman, in the 5 spot. Peyton Cole, the third baseman, batting 6. Dylan Lynch, Carson Wells, and Josiah Morrissey rounds out the lineup as the first pitch from Weschberg is fouled away by Pettis, and he's going to start with a 0-1 count. Pettis made an impact the last time the Oaks played the Foresters. That was on Tuesday, had a couple of hits in that game, as the second pitch to him is in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. It's now 0-2 to Pettis.
And Knight, tell us a little bit about the defensive alignment for the Oaks today.
For the Oaks, they're going to have Weschberg on the mound. Sharp is going to be catching. Burford, Smith, Gregory, Bobo round out the infield from left to right as Pettis fouls another ball out. That is Burford at third, Smith at shortstop, Gregory at second base. We've seen Gregory at left field normally. He's playing in second base today, and Brendan Bobo, the first baseman. On the outfield, left field to right field, you have Carrillo, Sandoval, and Foreman, as this one's hit to Smith. He fires over to first, and the play is made. A 4-pitch at bat for Pettis ends in a 6-3 play. So now 1 out here in the top of the first inning, and Jack Rydell is going to come up. He's the shortstop, number 8 for the Foresters. Weschberg on the mound. The windup, the pitch is a curveball outside, and Rydell's going to start with a 1-0 count.
Rydell's last performance against the Oaks in their first outing, he went 1 for 5. That only hit a grand slam in that 7th inning.
As the second pitch to Rydell's in there, swung on and missed, foul tipped, but caught by Sharp. Now the count is even at 1-1. Rydell, a young man at North Carolina Chapel Hill, as the second pitch to him is fouled away. So a 1-2 count to Rydell. Rydell this season batting .393 on the year, has 2 home runs, 11 hits, a double, also has 9 RBIs. Weschberg, the windup, the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Got Sharp on the inside leg. Nevertheless, the count is even at 2-2.
The Foresters, since their last outing against the Oaks, they've played 2 games, a 4-1 win against the Riptide, and then their first loss suffered on the season 5-0.
As this one's grounded right back to Weschberg, the flip over to first, and 2 are gone here in the top of the first inning.
That 5-0 loss was to the Slow Blues.
Mentioned that pregame that the Foresters had won 6 straight to start the year before dropping that game to San Luis Obispo yesterday. So far, 9 pitches for Westberg, 2 outs. Up now is Steven Zoback, as the first pitch to him is outside for a ball. Zoback stands in as the second pitch to him is in there for a strike. The count is even at 1-1. Zoback goes to UC Berkeley, also pitches for the Foresters, pitched in 1 game, as the second pitch to him is grounded foul. Third pitch to him. Counts now 1-2.
And that one right off the end of the bat there, surprised he even got a piece of it, ended up bouncing it weakly outside of third base. Had a lot of spin on it, though. It was a spinner.
Zoback pitched yesterday 2 innings, gave up 2 earned runs and 4 hits. As Westberg fires this one in the dirt, catches sharp on the inside leg again. The count's even at 2-2.
Zoback has been successful so far this season. He has an extra base hit with a triple. He also is batting .400 on the year, so someone who definitely knows how to get on base.
Westberg shakes his head. The windup, the pitch. This one in the dirt again. The count is full at 3-2.
And right there, it's the first time that we've seen Westberg really try to bury a breaking ball, try to induce a swing. That time, he did leave one in the dirt, but I think that was intentional. I think he was trying to leave that one down and try to get Zoback swinging at one over the top.
The payoff pitch. This one misses the zone, and Zoback's on with a 2-out walk.
And we saw yesterday the Oaks, their 2-out hitting really come in key for them, especially in the 8th inning, where 2-out hitting ended up plating the winning run, the eventual winning run of the game. Now we see the Foresters, they come in after Westberg sat down Pettis and Rydell in short order. Steven Zoback works the count after going down and comes all the way back in it to see 3 straight balls and see himself on first.
Now up to the plate is Ryan Robleski. He's the right fielder, number 10, as the first pitch to him is outside for a ball. Misses the zone. It's 1-0. Robleski, no plate appearances so far, so this is his first one of the season. Robleski goes to Dallas Baptist University. They were playing in the Super Regionals, as the throw over to first is not in time. Zoback is back. Stildo, 2 outs, 1-0 count. Westberg on the mound. Man on first. Westberg fires, and the runner's going to go. Sharp over to second. The throw is in time, and Zoback is caught stealing. So no runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The Oaks are coming up for their first plate appearance. It's 0-0. You're listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the first inning, leading off for the Oaks, it's Zach Gregory, the man from Arkansas, as he stands in for his first plate appearance. Saw him in the 2-hole spot the last couple of games, now the leadoff man, as he takes the first pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Gregory yesterday in that 2-hole spot had 2 walks, no hits, and a strikeout. Chase Farrell, the pitcher now for the Foresters, as the second pitch to Gregory is in there for a strike on the outside corner. Counts even at 1-1.
Gregory hasn't gotten a hit on the season, but he's still rewarded with that one spot because he has gotten on many times. He's gotten on 5 times in the first 2 games via the walk or the hit by pitch, a .455 on base percentage despite not crediting a hit.
The 1-1 pitch misses outside, and Gregory gets ahead 2-1. Chase Farrell, a young man out of Valencia, California, 6'2", 215 pounds, currently goes to Ventura College. One appearance with the Foresters this season. That one was a 5-inning performance, only allowed 3 hits and 1 run. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike on the outside corner, counts even at 2-2.
And Chase Farrell has a very interesting story. He started out his playing career at UCLA. He ended up leaving the team, then became a firefighter, decided to get back into baseball, winds up at Ventura College.
The 2-2 pitch, and Gregory grounds this one foul. Fitzgerald, the coach that is for the Oaks, almost made the play, misses the grounder. A little bit disappointed. How about you, Ryan?
I am a little bit disappointed.
So Zach Gregory stands in. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-2 count. And the pitch misses outside, and the count is full to Gregory.
And I actually believe that was Coach Raymer who missed the ball at first. Coach Mark Fitzgerald is the third base coach today. Cody Raymer, the first base coach.
Switched it up a little bit. The payoff pitch, and Gregory rips a single to right field. So Zach Gregory gets a man on, and nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning.
And that is a great piece of hitting by Zach Gregory to credit his first hit of the season. He worked the count full, saw 7 pitches in the at-bat, waited for the one that he liked, then he finally shot one through the gap between second and first, was able to get aboard with a leadoff single.
Now coming up to the plate is Grant Smith. Yesterday, he had a single in the second. He came around to score, was the first run of the game for the Oaks, as Smith takes the first pitch inside for a ball. Smith in that game lined into a double play in the third, struck out in the 5th, flew out in the 7th, and got a single in the 9th inning. He stands in as Smith takes a strike. Count is even at 1-1.
And we have an intern here with the Oaks that charts pitch placement throughout the game. Yesterday, Grant Smith, everything below his belt he was swinging at unless it was in the dirt. That was where all of his contact was made. Every pitch that was above his belt, he did not offer at.
Smith takes another strike. He gets behind now 1-2.
And it is also noted that every pitch that appeared above his belt in yesterday's game was high and out of the zone for a ball.
Gregory, the leadoff man, he's on first. Nobody out. The 1-2 pitch. Smith flies this one to center. Gregory was going over his wells. He makes the play, and heading back to first is Gregory, and one is gone here in the bottom of the first inning.
And right there, Grant Smith tries to shoot one the opposite way. It ended up carrying up in the air. We see here at Cal Lutheran a lot. That wind that drifts out to right field tends to give balls a little bit of carry. Right there, Grant Smith, it looked like it was a fly out to center field, and then it just kept going deeper and deeper and eventually ended up just shy of the warning track. Not enough to get it out of the ballpark, but it did carry a little bit more than it would have in a typical park.
Now up to the plate is number 5, the first baseman, Brendan Bobo. And now Farrell's going to step off the mound, and he's back on the mound, and he's set. Gregory on first, one away. First pitch to Bobo is fouled behind the backstop and out of play. Brendan Bobo yesterday had a single in the third inning, but besides that, 3 Ks and a flyout.
And he told me himself before the game it was not his best day. He's trying to get back on track here.
The 0-1 pitch misses low in the zone outside. Counts even at 1-1.
And despite Bobo's poor day where he had 3 strikeouts, he did work the count, especially in those strikeouts. He saw 2 full counts in both the 5th and 9th inning where he saw the count get full.
Bobo swings and misses on the 1-1 pitch. He falls behind now 1-2.
Also on the pitch chart that I was looking at from Kyle Hirth, our intern, earlier, Brendan Bobo had the most swings and misses on the Oaks yesterday.
The 1-2 pitch misses low in the zone. The count's even at 2-2. Bobo on the season batting .481. It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
3 home runs on the year also for Bobo. Had a 2 home run performance against Walnut Creek last weekend. As Bobo swings and misses here, 3 Ks yesterday and already another one here today.
So Brendan Bobo, the hot start for him to begin the season, has now struck out 4 times in a row. Brendan Bobo, he has that power potential. That's why he's in the 3 spot of the order. But he is going to try to work on that, because he's missing underneath the ball when he is swinging and missing. Try to recalibrate and make sure he makes contact with the ball.
So after Gregory, the leadoff man, got aboard 2 straight outs as the first pitch to Raul Sandoval's in there for a strike. The throw over to second for Gregory. He's out, caught stealing, and that'll do it for the bottom of the first inning. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on. We head to the top of the second inning, still tied at 0. You're listening on KDTV, brought to you by the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Back here in the top of the second inning, Ryan Robleski, the right fielder out of Dallas Baptist University, he's up to the plate. As Westberg fires and Robleski grounds 1 to third. Diving play by Burford, gets out of his mitt, and there's no play at first. So Robleski saw a pitch last inning. He only had 1 pitch to him as Zobak was caught stealing. Faces 1 pitch here in the second, and he's on with an infield single.
And Burford had no shot, even if the ball would have stayed in his glove. That was a weak ball that was grounded softly down the third base line. Burford had to dive to keep it on the infield, but there was going to be no play at first no matter what.
So the leadoff man aboard for the Foresters. Westberg looks over to first. He comes set. The first pitch to Rombach is inside for a ball. It misses, 1-0 the count.
And for Lucian Westberg right now, it's his first appearance as an Oak. It is critical for him to be able now, with a runner on base and no one out in the inning, to bounce back and attack the strike zone, get ahead of counts early.
Westberg going to fire back to first. Not in time. Robleski in there safely. Still a 1-0 count. Nobody out. Leadoff man Robleski on at first on an infield single. Nathan Rombach, the batter. Throw back to first again from Westberg. Robleski in there safely. Rombach still looking for the second pitch of the at-bat. Westberg turns to first again and now throws towards the plate. That one in there for a strike on the outside corner. Counts even at 1-1. Rombach, so far this season, batting .235, has 2 doubles and 4 hits in 17 plate appearances. The 1-1 pitch is inside for a ball. It's now 2-1 to Rombach.
And Andrew Sharp, the catcher, he held that for just an extra second there. He wanted the call on the inside part of the plate, even though Nathan Rombach, he shuffled back in the box to avoid that ball on the inside part of the plate. So both the batter and catcher thought it was closer or further away than they thought.
The 2-1 pitch is lifted to right field. Foreman under it. He makes the catch, and one is gone here in the top of the second inning. It's the F9 play. 4-pitch at bat to Rombach.
The third baseman, Peyton Cole.
Up to the plate now is Peyton Cole, young man out of BYU.
Cole listed on our roster sheets as a pitcher, gets to start at third base today, so a true utility man.
Westberg throwing back to first. Still Peyton Cole awaiting his first pitch. Cole playing third base today, is listed as a pitcher, did pitch against the Oaks on Tuesday. Allowed 4 hits in 2 innings and a run, as the first pitch to Cole is outside for a ball. Cole this season as a batter, batting .143, 1 hit in 7 plate appearances. It's his 3rd game playing in the field. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball outside, misses, and Cole gets ahead 2-0. Ryan Robleski on at first with an infield single. Nathan Rombach flew out to right, and now Cole with a 1 out. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Counts now 2-1.
And talking with pitching coach Scott Radinsky before the game, he was talking about Lucian Westberg. What he said is, I know he can command the zone with his fastball. I see that in the bullpens. I don't know how his breaking ball command is until I see him in a game.
And this one is fouled by Cole. So now a 2-2 count to Cole. 2 straight strikes from Westberg. Peyton Cole, originally from Oxnard, as the throw back to first from Westberg, on time.
Cole's had 7 at-bats on the season, just a single hit in those at-bats. It was a single. He struck out 3 times.
Westberg gets Cole swinging, and now 2 are gone here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Make that 4 strikeouts on the season for Peyton Cole.
Now batting,
That's Westberg's first of the game.
Zachary.
And Westberg making his first appearance of the season here today. And so far, he's only allowed 1 hit on the infield single to Robleski. Did allow a walk last inning, but Zobak was caught stealing. Currently facing his 7th batter, as the first pitch to Dylan Leach is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Dylan Leach, listed on the roster as Zachary Leach, actually goes by Dylan, as the pitch to Leach is swung on and missed. Runner goes. Throw not in time, so Robleski steals second base with 2 outs. Now there's a man in scoring position for the Foresters.
And I'm not even sure if Zach Leach is his real name, because we were talking with the broadcaster for the Foresters before their game on Tuesday, and he said I'm not even sure why it's Zach Leach. It's just Dylan Leach. He's always introduced himself as Dylan. He's always been known as Dylan. So I'm not quite sure if that is his birth name, that is Zachary Leach, or if it was just a typo that has been now distributed every roster sheet that the Foresters give out.
Leach, a switch hitter, batting on the right side, apparently, as Leach grounds this one fair. Bobo taps on the bag, and the inning is over. So an unassisted out at first, one hit on no runs, no errors, one runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the second inning. The Oaks and Foresters still tied at 0. You're listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the second inning, Raul Sandoval to lead things off for the Conejo Oaks. And the first pitch to Sandoval is taken for a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1 to Sandoval. Sandoval back after a hamstring injury he suffered in the first game. Playing center field and batting cleanup, as the second pitch to him is in there for a strike. It's 0-2.
He saw just one pitch in his last at-bat. That was in the first inning where Zach Gregory got caught stealing, trying to advance into scoring position.
The 0-2 pitch, and Sandoval takes this one in the dirt for a ball. It's now 1-2.
We've seen a lot of parity in the first 3 frames for all of the teams. In the first, for the Foresters, they got one man on and then was caught stealing. In the bottom half of the inning for the Oaks, they got a leadoff man on, was caught stealing. And then in the bottom half, the Foresters got a single.
As Sandoval grounds this one to the shortstop, Rydell. Throw over to first in time, and Sandoval's retired.
So they got a leadoff man on with a single. Then he attempted to steal. So the Oaks' bottom of the first inning was sort of a hybrid between the Foresters' top of the first and the Foresters' top of the second inning, in terms of just the way that the outs came down in the score sheet.
Not completely the same, as Raul Sandoval grounds out instead of reaches on an infield single, but now coming up to the plate is Brendan Durfee, the DH. Chase Farrell still on the mound for the Foresters, his second inning of work. Steps off the mound and back on. Durfee awaiting the first pitch. And Durfee fouls off the first pitch, heading towards the left field line. Over is the third baseman, Cole. That one out of play. It's a close play by Cole, just a little bit too far in front of him, and Durfee's going to start with an 0-1 count. Durfee this season batting 167. Has 6 at-bats and 8 plate appearances, so a couple of walks. Does have a triple on the year. The 0-1 pitch. And Durfee takes this one in the dirt for a ball. Counts even at 1-1.
Cole, the third baseman now for the Foresters. Not the prototypical third baseman for the Foresters. That is Andrew Cachel. He has a day off, so the Foresters, they have to go with a different man. The typical pitcher now on the hot corner. We'll see how that works out for them throughout this game.
The windup, the pitch, and Durfee takes one inside for a ball. It's now 2-1 to Durfee. Peyton Cole, the man on third base at third for the Foresters. He's a sophomore at BYU as Durfee fouls this one away. Counts even at 2-2. On the BYU website, he's listed as a right-handed pitcher and an infielder. So even in college, he does play that infield position as well as pitching. Durfee stands in, 2-2 the count, 1 out. And Durfee hits this one high, deep, right field, off the wall. Durfee heading for second. Durfee's going to head for a slide. He's in there safely. And Brennan Durfee with a 1-out double puts the Oaks in a great position as there's only 1 away.
And Brendan Durfee, he had a hard hit line drive off the wall, and he saw that it was going to be a close play at second. The downside of hitting the ball on the line that hard is that the outfielder can get to it quicker. It's going to be a close play. Durfee, digging for 2, was able to dive in head first safely, came with so much velocity that he slid over the top of the bag. I've done that a few times. Granted, it was a few years ago for me, but it does not feel good when you roll over the bag on a head first slide like that.
So now up to the plate is Reagan Burford, man that just hit for the cycle 2 days ago. As Burford shows bunt, pulls back. It's 1-0 to Burford. Burford yesterday did lay down a bunt in the game against the Saints. Also showed bunt earlier in the game. Got a pitch that was really inside, had to fall on his back. Almost wore one on the face. Stands in, though, with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Farrell delivers and misses outside, so 2 straight balls to Burford, and he's ahead 2-0.
And Reagan Burford, he actually reached base on that bunt yesterday. An infield single for him. The throw beat him, but the man covering the bag at first, his foot was off the bag. So Reagan Burford was credited with an infield single.
Farrell, the pitch, and Burford swings and misses on this one. He's now ahead 2-1 now. Burford yesterday had a double in the second, had a single in the 6th, and reached on a walk in the 8th. Came around and scored in the 8th. Ended up being the game-winning run as the Oaks won 5-4. As Burford takes one on the outside part of the plate, it's even at 2-2.
And just a well-located pitch by Chase Farrell right there. Outside part of the plate, at the knees. Nothing that you can do with that pitch as a batter. You just have to watch it go by and live to see another one.
Burford playing at third base today. Saw him at second base for the last couple of games. As the 2-2 pitch misses outside and the count is full at 3-2.
Right, I'm not sure if you noticed the same thing as me. Maybe it's the bat configuration of Reagan Burford, the way that the red and black combine with each other on his bat, but it feels like he has a shorter bat and he really drives his hands towards the ball to make contact with pitches.
You know, I haven't noticed that, but it does kind of look a little small. Does have a strong, compact swing. As Burford fouls this one away, and the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Reagan Burford.
Second time that we've seen an Oak see a full count so far today. The first one was the first hit of the day for Conejo as Zach Gregory led off the top of the first inning with a single that he punched the other way in between second base and first.
Durfee on second after a double. Burford trying to dig him in. The pitch to Burford, ripped to center field. Coming in is Wells. He gets behind him. Wells misses the play. Durfee tried to go back to second. He slips. Finally, the left fielder Pettis comes over. Burford heading for third. He's in with a triple, and Durfee comes in to score. The Oaks take a 1-0 lead.
And what a great piece of hitting for Reagan Burford right there. Fantastic. Going and working the count full, then driving one into shallow center field. Right there, Wells, he tried to make a play to save the run. I'm not sure if Durfee was going to be able to score on that ball if Wells lets it drop and field it cleanly. Tried to make a play, could not do it, and gives the Oaks their first lead of the game. They strike first 1-0.
That was Carson Wells, the center fielder. He came in, dove and missed. Pettis, the left fielder, had to come back and back him up. Burford, with his speed, he ended up going all the way to third. Durfee was at second, thought maybe that Wells was going to make the play, headed back towards second, slipped, then had to run to third, come home. He scores the first run of the game, and the Oaks are leading 1-0, trying to get that revenge against the Foresters. So far, after having 6 shutout innings to end the game against the Foresters, they have 2 shutout innings to start here. So 8 straight shutout innings against the Foresters, and the Oaks are leading 1-0 here.
And it was a long run for Durfee. He promptly, once he got back to the dugout, was congratulated by his teammates and then went to go take a seat right on the bench, catch his breath.
Now up to the plate is number 30, the catcher Andrew Sharp, as he swings and misses and hits one to right field. That's going to drop. Coming in is Burford, and the Oaks lead 2-0.
2 very different at-bats between Andrew Sharp and Reagan Burford. Burford works the count full, able to drive one after seeing a ton of pitches in his at-bat. Andrew Sharp, after knowing the pitcher just gave up a triple, just gave up the first run of the game, attacks the first pitch, able to drive it right over the head and dump it over Morrissey for a single.
So now up to the plate is number 11, TJ Foreman, the right fielder, batting in the 8th spot today. Normally the leadoff man for the Oaks, but today batting 8th as he shows bunt and the throw back to first. Sharp in there safely, but an 0-1 count to Foreman. I was talking to Foreman a couple of days ago. Said although he is a leadoff man, and a lot of that has to do with his speed, loves to be in that 7 or 8 spot. Feels the most comfortable down in the order instead of at the top. And Foreman almost wears one on the knee. That one misses the knee just a little bit too much in front of the plate. Not in front of the plate, excuse me, as it's a ball inside. It's 1-1.
And one of the reasons that Foreman was dropped down in the order is that in his last 12 at-bats, that spans the last 2 games, he has just 1 hit. He reached base 3 times.
The 1-1 pitch, and Foreman swings and misses. The runner goes. Sharp in there safely. And he's lucky the throw was on the left side of the bag instead of in front of the bag, because he would have been beat easily.
And that might have been a called hit and run over at third base, because Foreman swung at a pitch that probably would have missed the zone. Sharp, someone who has shown that he is stealing base paths a few times this season, but has not reached safely on many of his stolen base attempts. That time, I would not have been shocked if it was a designed hit and run that was unsuccessful but happened to work out.
1-2 the count, 1 out, runner on second. The pitch to Foreman, and Foreman hits this one up the middle. Sharp is being waved, and now they're going to hold him. Foreman on with the single, runner on the corners, and now Sharp's in a pickle. Foreman over to second. Sharp can be run down by the catcher Leach, but Foreman gets on with a single and heads to second after they got Sharp in a pickle.
And right there, it was just poor base running by Andrew Sharp. We saw Mark Fitzgerald over at third. He started to wave him. He saw that Wells actually had a beat on that ball, was able to pick it up on the hop, and came in with a crow hop right in. And Fitzgerald, before Sharp was starting to round third, put up the stop sign at third base. Sharp didn't see it, started to round third hard, and then looked up, saw the stop sign, stopped dead in his tracks, and by that point, it was already cut off, and by that point, he was dead in the water.
So now the speedy Foreman is on second base, 2 outs, and coming up to the plate is Austin Carrillo. Chase Farrell still on the mound for the Foresters. Looks back to second, now towards the plate as Carrillo takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Carrillo yesterday reached 3 times in 4 plate appearances, had 2 singles and a double. Carrillo playing in his home ballpark, currently goes to school here at Cal Lutheran, as the second pitch to him is in there for a strike. He falls behind 0-2.
Carrillo's on-base percentage on the season just south of 500. He is 467 in terms of his on-base percentage, so he's been finding ways to get on any way possible. 5 hits and 14 at-bats, as well as a few walks on the season.
0-2 count, runner on second. Farrell looks back and now fires toward the plate. Carrillo fouls this one away, and the at-bat's going to continue. 4th pitch of the at-bat coming up. So far in this inning, the Oaks have scored 2 runs after Brendan Durfee hit a 1-out double. Reagan Burford hit a 1-out triple to follow him. Andrew Sharp hit a single, and then Foreman hit a single, but Sharp was thrown out at third. Carrillo now takes one inside, and it's 1-2. The Oaks lost to the Foresters on Tuesday 11-4. Foresters led by as much as 11-2 before the Oaks scored 2 more runs late in the game. Their comeback effort fell well short, but looking to get revenge here today. The 1-2 pitch and the runner goes, and Carrillo takes one and it hits him on the knee. He gets down to his knees. One's a little bit painful.
TJ Foreman, he was going to steal third base there. He was going to get in safely. He was almost already to the bag by the time that ball had hit Carrillo, but he has to trot back to second, as on a hit by a pitch, you cannot advance on a stolen bag.
So Foreman back to second, Carrillo at first, walking off the pain. Does a good job, but 5 straight batters have reached base for the Oaks. Still, though, 2 outs. And coming up to the plate is the leadoff man, Zach Gregory.
The last 5 batters for the Oaks have gotten on. So while Sharp, he was thrown out on the base paths, he did reach base. So the 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters all ended up on the base paths at one point in this inning.
And now they're going to throw back to second. Foreman in there safely, but the throw from Leach misses second. Carrillo over to second, and Foreman to third. And now the Oaks have 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away.
And the 2 runners that you want in scoring position. In this lineup that the Oaks have brought out today, the 2 fastest members of it are Carrillo and Foreman, and you see them now both in scoring position. For the only guy who got a hit for the Oaks before this inning, in Zach Gregory, one of the guys with the highest on-base percentages on the team.
Gregory led off with a single in a 7-pitch at bat as he swings and lines one right over the second baseman. That's going to score a run. Another run coming in, and it's a 2 RBI single for Zach Gregory, and the Oaks are in business. It's 4-0.
And this is the inning that the Oaks were looking for. What we saw when these 2 teams faced off the first time on Tuesday is the Foresters, they put up a large inning. Here we see the Oaks, they're the first ones to put up a crooked number, and they jump out to an early 4-0 lead.
So far in the inning, 5 hits for the Oaks. As Smith grounds this one to the third baseman Cole over to first, and the inning is over. So 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. The Oaks are leading 4-0. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Back here in the top of the third inning, it is 4-0 the Oaks lead. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning. They're now leading against the rival, the Santa Barbara Foresters. I think it's appropriate to call them the rival. What do you think,
It's
Ron?
absolutely appropriate to call them the rival. They've been rivals for the last few years in the CCL.
As the first pitch from Westberg misses low for a ball. Carson Wells stands in now for the Foresters.
And that rivalry between the Oaks and the Foresters has dated back at least a few seasons.
As Westberg fires, that one catches the outside part of the plate. It's even at 1-1.
Especially in the 2018 season, the Oaks, they defeated the Foresters in the CCL championship game. That is where the rivalry really heated up. And then in 2019, the Foresters, they got a little bit of bragging rights back as they won 6 out of 7 matchups against Conejo.
This one's grounded to the shortstop Smith. Over to first, the play is made, and one is gone here in the top of the third inning.
Now batting, the second baseman, Josiah.
And the rivalry now is ever more evident as we talked to a few of the guys in the batting cage before the game, and they're fired up. Their first loss of the season and their only loss of the season at this point was to the Foresters. They said, we want to bounce back with a win. We don't want to roll over these guys again.
Westberg fires, and this one misses outside. It's 1-0. Number 2, Josiah Morrissey, the second baseman up to the plate. He's the 9-hole hitter for the Foresters. The 1-0 pitch is inside for a ball. Almost caught Morrissey. 2-0 the count. So far, 33 pitches from Westberg as he delivers pitch number 34, and that one's in there for a strike. It's 2-1.
And I've been impressed with the way that Westberg has commanded the zone early. We haven't seen him behind in too many counts, and when he did get behind, we've seen him bounce right back immediately.
This one swung on and missed from Morrissey, and the count's even at 2-2.
We saw a similar thing in the at-bat to Peyton Cole where he went down 2-0, then threw 3 straight strikes. Here in this at-bat to Morrissey, he went down 2-0, now has thrown 2 straight strikes.
Morrissey at Cal State Bakersfield as the 2-2 pitch is lifted in the air towards left field. Coming over is Carrillo. He makes the catch, and 2 are gone here in the top of the third.
Now batting, the left fielder, Kendall Pettis.
And up to the plate now is the left fielder, number 20, Kendall Pettis. Stands in for the second time today, facing off against Westberg. And the first pitch to Pettis is fouled off. It's 0-1 to him. Pettis grounded out to the shortstop Smith to lead things off. That was a 4-pitch at bat. Fell behind 0-2. The 0-1 pitch, and Pettis showed a bunt. Catches the plate. It's now 0-2 to Pettis.
And Pettis, the last time these two teams played each other, he did not record a hit, but he did reach base his first 3 times at the plate, was then retired the final 2 times. His streak now 3 times in a row retired by the Oaks.
The 0-2 pitch misses in the dirt. It's 1-2 to Pettis. In that game against the Oaks, didn't have any hits, but did score 2 runs and have an RBI. Also struck out in that game. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt again. Counts even at 2-2. On the season, Pettis batting .217, has 5 hits and 23 plate appearances. Does have 11 runs as the leadoff man. The 2-2 pitch misses in the dirt. 3 straight balls in the dirt, and the count is full.
And this is the first time for Westberg where we've seen him not be able to command the strike zone after going up early. We have seen him typically throughout this game go strike, 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 and then a few balls mixed in there.
Pettis grounds this one foul. Sharp caught it as the catcher behind the line.
This at bat reminiscent of the one to Steven Zobak in the top of the first inning, where Westberg went up early, and then Zobak saw a few straight balls to him, 3 straight, and ended up walking. Here we saw Pettis with 3 consecutive balls as well on 0-2 count to start.
Pettis last night 0 for 2, had 2 walks and a strikeout against the Blues. The payoff pitch, and Pettis lines this one to the shortstop Smith. He makes the play. The inning is over. So no runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on. We head to the bottom of the third. The Oaks are leading 4-0. You are listening on KDTV and the Oaks live stream on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the third inning, the Oaks are leading 4-0. They scored 4 runs in their last time up.
Now batting, the first baseman, Brendan.
Coming up to the plate is the first baseman, Brendan Bobo. He's facing off against Chase Farrell for the second time today. The first pitch to Bobo is lifted high and deep to right field, but just foul. That one got me a little bit excited, Ryan, just a little bit too foul.
And that's one way, if you're Brendan Bobo, to break a strikeout streak, or at least the one way that you're hoping to after 4 consecutive strikeouts spanning the last 2 games. You drive one hard to right field. That gives you a little bit of confidence.
The second pitch to Bobo is grounded foul down the right field line, and 0-2 to Bobo. Bobo, his first time up, struck out on 5 pitches, finds himself down 0-2 now. That was his 6th strikeout of the year. The 0-2 pitch, and Bobo rips one to shallow right field. That one's caught by the second baseman Morrissey, and one is away here in the bottom of the third inning.
And right there for Bobo, he just got jammed in on the hands, was not able to drive it, and it hung up there. Was a weak liner to the second baseman. Not a tough play for Josiah Morrissey.
Up to the plate now is Raul Sandoval. Stands in for the 3rd time, although he only has 1 plate appearance. As Sandoval hips a ball to the shortstop Rydell. That one looked like he broke his bat.
And apologies to the Sandovals. Those bats are expensive. If his bat is broken, that's another $300 out of the pocket to try to replace it.
And Sandoval hasn't really gone to use that bat that much. That was only his 5th at bat of the year. Missed a lot of time with an injury. Only 1 hit in now 5 plate appearances. Up to the plate now is Brendan Durfee, the DH. As the first pitch to Durfee is low below the knees. It's 1-0. Durfee, his last time up, hit a double. That one rocketed right off the right field wall. Later came around and scored. Was the first of the 4 runs in the bottom of the second. The 1-0 pitch, and Durfee hits this one up the middle. Rydell, the shortstop, comes over to first. The play is made and the inning is over. So no runs on no hits, no runners left on, no errors. We head to the top of the 4th inning. The Oaks are leading 4-0. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 4th inning, the Oaks are leading 4-0. Knight Uretsky and Ryan Milano with you, sending it back over to Ryan for play-by-play.
Brent Jocks now on the mound for the Oaks. He replaces Lucian Weschberg. Weschberg's final line, 3 innings pitched, just 1 hit allowed as well as a walk, so 2 total base runners and a strikeout. I would say that's a very good day if you are Lucian Weschberg, and I'm sure that pitching coach Scott Radinsky is happy with the outing that Weschberg showed in his Oaks debut this season.
Yeah, it was an overall great performance. Quick 3 innings for him, not a lot of trouble.
Jocks looking into Jack Rydell. The first pitch into Rydell misses the zone. Rydell has to lift up his foot to avoid a back foot fastball. The count 1-0. Jocks has had 1 other appearance this season for the Oaks. A strong outing for him. The 1-0 to Rydell, lined hard off the glove of Bobo and leaks into right field. Foreman picks it up after a leadoff single from Jack Rydell. The leadoff man is on as Steven Zobak steps to the dish. The last time up for Zobak, he walked on 7 pitches and was able to get a board. The only walk that Lucian Weschberg gave up of the day. Now he has a runner on.
That was a tough play by Bobo. Almost made the play. I thought he was going to make it, dove, and it went right off of his mitt. Couldn't quite close it, but it leaks into right field and the leadoff man's on.
The first pitch leaks outside of the zone. A ball. The count 1-0 to Zobak. Jocks, he has a fastball that has arm side run. That pitch started on the outside part of the plate. By the time it got to Sharp's mitt, and ended up missing the bag. The 1-0. Low, a ball. 2-0 the count. The wind, a soft breeze over into right. Shaded towards right field is Sandoval in center. Deep is Foreman in right, and then Carrillo a little bit shallow in left field. A big gap to left center. The 2-0. Jocks fires to the dish, just misses the plate. The frame by Sharp, not enough to get the favorable call from the home plate umpire. And now, down in the count, 3-0 is Jocks.
And right now, Jack Rydell on first base does have 3 stolen bases on the year, thinking maybe he might go.
The 3-0 misses the zone. A 4-pitch walk for Steven Zobak, and the first 2 runners are on for Brent Jocks. So while Lucian Westberg, he only allowed 2 total base runners in his entire 3-inning outing through just 2 batters, Brent Jocks has let up 2 base runners, and Andrew Sharp is going to go have a chat with his pitcher, try to calm him down, try to get him back on track.
And Jocks, a young man out of Cal State Los Angeles, didn't have a season this past year. D2 baseball did not have a year. So, back in pitching now with the Oaks. It's some of the first action he's seen in a long time.
Jocks, he closed out the 8-7 victory that the Oaks had over Walnut Creek on Sunday. His first time in CCL South action this season. That outing against Walnut Creek gave up 0 earned runs. So now with 2 runners on and 1 in scoring position, as this one is driven into center field, back is Sandoval, makes the catch, throws on. The tag not able to be made by Rydell. Poor base running from Jack Rydell as he was in between second and third when the ball was caught. The dugout was yelling at him to get back to the bag so he could tag. No one advances on a deep fly ball from Ryan Robleski.
And Sandoval right there in center field got a great jump on that one. Made the play, threw it in pretty quickly. Rydell was just getting back to second base when Smith, the shortstop, threw it over to Burford, the second baseman. Excuse me, not Burford. That is Gregory at second base today. Burford was at second base for the last couple of games.
First pitch from Jocks, bounced up the middle by Roback. Steps on second is Smith. The throw to first, not in time to get him, but he does get the fielder's choice force out at second base. A bit of an awkward throw as Smith passed the second base bag, had to come back and tag it, and then a weak throw over to first with awkward body control as Rombach was able to come back in and get to the bag safely. Now runners on the corners for Santa Barbara with 2 down.
Yeah, that ball right there was hit right over the base. Smith had to catch the ball in his glove, then he had to tap the bag with his right foot, and as he tapped the bag, he used that bag, he tapped it and threw it over to first. Wasn't the strongest throw.
Peyton Cole now into the box, struck out his last at bat. The first pitch he sees, he's way out in front. Strike 1. Right here, Brent Jocks trying to get out of an inning where he allowed his first 2 base runners. Then he forced a fly out to center field as the 0-1 misses the zone, low and away. A ball, the count, 1-1. After that fly out to center, he just forced Nathan Rombach to ground into a fielder's choice to Grant Smith at shortstop. The first time that we've seen Smith at shortstop in CCL South play. The 1-1, cut through and missed. Elevated fastball. Peyton Cole cannot catch up. He's now down in the count 1-2. We saw Smith at shortstop before the CCL South season in the first 3 tune-up games for the Oaks. The 1-2 from Jocks. Cole cuts through. Jocks gets out of the inning with his first strikeout of the day. No runs allowed on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base as Brent Jocks gets out of a jam. You're listening to a KDTV presentation of the Conejo Oaks. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th. The bottom of the fourth inning sees Reagan Burford leading it off. Burford, his last time up, a triple. He ended up scoring. That triple also plated a single RBI in that second inning. First pitch to Burford, fouled off, out of play. The count 0-1. Still on the hill for the Foresters is Chase Farrell.
Farrell, his first time in as a starting pitcher with the Foresters, he went 5 innings. Wouldn't surprise me if we see him go 5 again today.
The 0-1. Inside, misses the zone, a ball. The 1-1 in at the knees to Burford, a strike. The count 1-2. Burford, he's seen 11 at-bats in the last 2 games to start off this one. He has had 7 hits, including 5 extra base hits. The 1-2 misses the zone away, 2-2.
You mentioned those extra base hits. He had a triple here today to start out in the second inning.
That was counted in my total. That triple, a big-time impact in this game as the 2-2 lifted high and out of play, past the stands of the Foresters fans. The 2-2 will be done again to Reagan Burford. He went down to get that one. The pitch close to the knees. He fought it off and fouled it out of play. The 2-2 to Burford. Cut on, in play, second base. Morrissey makes the squeeze and the throw to first. A 4-3 for Reagan Burford. He's retired for the first time today. The leadoff man does not get on for the Oaks. And that makes way with 1 down in the inning to Andrew Sharp. Sharp, his last time up, singled, stole a bag, but was not able to come around to score as he was thrown off of third base as he was trying to round home. He got caught in no man's land on a single to center field by TJ Foreman. First pitch to Sharp. He thinks about it, does not offer, and good thing too because it was on the inside of the plate. Misses the zone. A ball. 1 ball, no strikes. On the season, Sharp, just his 3rd hit of the day, as he lifts one into center field, and the shortstop goes back to get it. Rydell makes a grab on a line drive that I thought was going to put Sharp on first base. He does not get there, and there's 2 down in the inning.
That was a sharp, soft hit liner, right to Rydell. Rydell just had to move a couple of steps to his left. It was an easy play in that shallow center field area.
We'll put that in our back pocket. Hard hit balls by Andrew Sharp. Sharp is going to be the adjective that we're going to use to describe it.
Sharp hit ball.
Be prepared, listeners. It will happen sometime this season.
I like that.
TJ Foreman now with 2 down. First pitch swinging, lines one into left, and it drops in front of Pettis. A 2-out single for TJ Foreman. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
And Foreman, he was telling us that he had a sprained ankle for the first couple of games. Felt today he was about 90% better, back to his normal self, and already a couple of hits breaking the cold streak that he had the last past games.
And you can see it at the plate. You mentioned the last 2 games he had just 1 hit. 2 at-bats in this game. He has 2 singles, and Austin Carrillo, he's not swinging the hottest bat for the Oaks. That notion belongs to Reagan Burford, but he's pretty darn close. His last game, he reached base 3 times in just 4 plate appearances, and he reached base in the second inning as he sees the first pitch get by the catcher. Foreman headed to second, round second sharply, ends up holding up at the bag. He thought about going to third. He does not. So now a runner in scoring position for Austin Carrillo. In that second inning, he got hit by a pitch and came around to score. He was the 4th runner to touch home plate in the inning for the Oaks. That's where the 4-0 lead comes from, all in the second. Now Carrillo trying to advance that with a runner in scoring position here in the 4th. The Pitch to Carrillo, misses the zone. Foreman steals third, so now a runner just 90 feet from home, and a 2-0 count to Austin Carrillo. Carrillo on the season has 2 RBIs, trying to make it a third.
And Foreman in the second inning tried to steal third, but Carrillo was hit by a pitch on that play that he tried to steal third. Finally does get the bag.
The 2-0 outside. Foreman gives 2 sharp steps, very aggressive steps towards home, starts to make Dylan Leach think about it behind the dish. And now Carrillo up in the count 3-0 with 2 outs here, knowing you're going to get a pitch in the zone. I give him the green light. Does he get it? He does not. And he's going to get aboard with the walk. The pitch high and away, misses the zone. Runners on the corners for the top of the order. Zach Gregory, who has his 2 hits as an Oak on the season in his first 2 at-bats of the day. Gregory in the first. Lined one the other way in between the hole between first and second base. Got it between the second baseman and Morrissey and Romback as we see Bill Pinter. Actually, he's going to be the pitching coach for the Foresters, so not Bill Pinter, but he's coming out to the hill to talk to his guy, Chase Farrell. We see some action in the Foresters bullpen, but it does not look like the bullpen is going to be used here. Chase Farrell got himself in this jam. He's going to have to get himself out of it. We see as well an infielder come to the plate, or come to the rubber. I believe that is the first baseman, Romback, who comes and joins the conversation. He's going to relay the information back to his infielders. First and third situation, so some gamesmanship and game planning has to be done ahead of this at-bat from Zach Gregory on the day 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs as he drove in 2 men in the second inning. That was TJ Foreman and Austin Carrillo, the 2 men who are on the base paths right now. Foreman at third, Carrillo at first, Chase Farrell on the hill, nearing 60 pitches in the inning, 60 pitches in his outing. The first pitch to Gregory, looks at one, catches the inside part of the plate at the knees for a strike. A first pitch strike for Farrell after a mound meeting. The pitching coach will always like that. The Arkansas product in Gregory steps in. The 0-1 bounces in to the catcher's mitt. Misses the zone. The count 1-1. Some of you may remember Arkansas. They had a big hit this season. In the regional, a walk-off, or not walk-off, but go-ahead 3-run home run in the third inning. Zach Gregory, he did not hit the home run, but he was responsible for one of the men on base. As the 1-1 lifted into left center field, tracking his Pettis, he's underneath it. He makes the run and the grab. The inning is retired. The Oaks not able to scratch across any runs after just 1 hit. They leave 2 on base and no errors. As we are going to head to the top of the 5th inning, Santa Barbara trying to eat away at the 4-0 Oaks lead when we come back on the Oaks live stream on the KDTV network. Top of the 5th inning, Brent Jocks on the hill after one inning of work where he got out of a jam in which he allowed the first 2 runners on. He got out of it without any runs scathed, now facing off against Dylan Leach, the right-handed catcher. The Oaks, they lead 4-0. First pitch into Leach, misses the zone, a ball. The count, 1-0. Jocks, he started off last inning with a ball. Then the next pitch gave up a single to Jack Rydell. The next at-bat, 4 straight balls to Steven Zobak as the 1-0 brushes back Leach at the plate. He has to get out of the box to avoid getting hit. The count 2-0 to Jocks. After giving up those 2 hits, after 5 out of his first 6 pitches were balls, he dialed back in, getting 2 batters as the 2-0 missed the zone for a ball. The count 3-0. Getting 2 batters to swing on their first pitch and induce outs, a fly out to center and a fielder's choice ground out to shortstop. And then Peyton Cole, the next batter, a 4-pitch strikeout. So Jocks was able to dial it back in the inning. He's going to have to do that here, now down 3-0 in the count to Dylan Leach. The 3-0 on the outside part of the plate, at the knees, a strike on the corner, 3-1. And we have confirmation, thanks to a Dylan Leach family member. It is Danny Leach. Danny Leach, he says his name is Zachary Dylan Leach, and he lifts one in the air to left. Carrillo underneath it makes the catch, and there's one down in the inning. Brent Jocks, after going down 3-0, battles back, throws 2 balls in the zone. One of them a called strike. The next lifted into left field for an out.
That was a great response from Jocks right there. Did get behind, like you said. And, doesn't let that affect him. Throws back-to-back strikes and gets a runner out.
Carson Wells to the dish. Second time to the plate today. First pitch to him, lined sharply and out of play down the left field line. 0-1 the count. His first time up, he grounded out to first base, or to shortstop. Grant Smith has had a lot of action so far at shortstop in this game. 3 ground outs to him already. The 0-1. Off-speed pitch, in at the knees on the outside part of the plate. Well executed, well located, and an 0-2 count for Brent Jocks.
That looked like a slider right there. Jocks said that once he got to Cal State Los Angeles, that's when it really started to click for him with that slider. Started throwing it a lot harder and a lot more movement on it.
The 0-2, another breaking ball. Similar location, just a little bit outside. The count 1-2. Another well-executed pitch by Jocks. Up 0-2 there, trying to induce a swing on a pitch in a similar location to where he got a called strike from. A great take by Wells, a good pitch by Jocks. The 1-2, cut through and missed. Wells throws the bat over the Foresters' dugout as he goes down swinging. Jocks' second strikeout of the day. I've seen sometimes in the major leagues batters lose their bat. That one flew farther than I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that one went out of the park. I don't think I've ever seen a bat leave the park. That's actually insane.
It hit off of the netting protecting the parking lot. That's how far that the bat was thrown. Jocks, after getting a strikeout, back to work. Off-speed pitch into Josiah Morrissey. Misses the zone. A ball. 1-0. Morrissey, his last at-bat, flew out to left field. The 1-0. Line to first base, outside of the glove of Bobo, inside of the bag. The pitcher in the bullpen picks it up. That's some sort of interference. Something is going to happen. I'm not quite sure what the call is. It was a fair ball. The runner was awarded third base by the home plate umpire. Coach Dave Solis is going to go out to talk to him. And I'm not sure who that is warming up in the bullpen for the Foresters, but the ball was lined just inside of the bag at first, into the corner. And the pitcher that was warming up in that bullpen picked it up with his glove, immediately recognized his mistake, dropped it, and then put his hands up like, I didn't do anything. Sir, I'm pretty sure you did. I saw you pick up that ball. So did everyone else in the stadium, and now a triple for Josiah Morrissey. And I'm sure that Coach Solis doesn't love that because I'm not sure if Morrissey would have gotten into third base. It would have been close, but Foreman, he was tracking that against the corner. I'm not sure if he would have let that ball go to the wall. But the home plate umpire did award Morrissey third base. Now they're having a conversation about it, so the opinion and the verdict could be changed. But as of now, it is a triple. Knight, what did you see?
And it's an out.
They're calling him out. They're saying that the pitcher in the bullpen is going to take away that hit from Josiah Morrissey. I'm not sure how they credit that in the scorebooks, but all that means is that the inning is over. A very unconventional 1-2-3 inning for Brent Jocks as the Oaks, they're going to head to the bottom half of the fifth, as now Bill Pinter talking to the home plate umpire. He's not happy, but we'll come back. We'll iron out anything else as Josiah Morrissey, still standing on third base, does not want to leave. But we're going to take a break on the Conejo Oaks live stream. Back for the bottom of the fifth inning. back here. We're not sure if it's still the top of the fifth or the bottom of the fifth. We wanted to give a quick update. Currently, both teams are just standing in their respective dugouts on their respective baselines. Head coach Bill Pinter for the Foresters and head coach Dave Solis for the Oaks have been in conversation with the umpires for what is probably the better of the last 20 minutes. And both teams really are just trying to pass the time. We see just two guys in the field of play. Those are two Foresters who are hugged very closely to the right field line. So no one has taken the field. We did see very briefly Santa Barbara trot out their new pitcher, as well as a catcher, as well as two position players, and they quickly were told by their manager to head back. We have not gotten a ruling. We have seen the umpires go through the rule book, but this is unprecedented. I'm not sure if we've ever seen a pitcher pick up a live ball in the dugout before.
It's actually in the bullpen.
Or in the bullpen, yes.
But still, I mean, it's a weird play. There's obstruction called. That's what we think it is. Be like a double with obstruction. But still, nobody knows what is happening. For the Oaks, saw them playing basketball a little bit in the dugout. Looks like right now.
At one point, the Oaks, someone shouted from the Oaks dugout, "Shoot for it." So I think everyone just wants this game to get back and going.
You can see them tying or taping up the basketball hoop now. It's a mini Nerf basketball hoop there. It's Robert Capozzi putting it up. You know, got to use that 6'8" size to his advantage, taping up the basketball hoop, and now they're really putting it up there to maybe play some 2-on-2s.
They might be running twos. We have a few possibilities of what could happen here. First is that the runner is called out and the inning is over, and then we're headed to the bottom of the fifth. Second is that obstruction is called. The runner was headed towards second base. They just call it a double. And then the third is what they originally ruled on the field, which was a triple. I think that is the least likely of the three options. But the two options that I think that the head coaches and the umpires are between is out or double. And it seems like that the umpires and the coaches have been combing through the rule books for the better half of the last few minutes. And we're going to take another break. We will get back with the ruling. We wanted to come back on air to issue an update. If you have any propositions of what should happen in the chat, please drop them. We are excited to hear them. welcome back here, George Sparky Anderson Field. We think we have it all ironed out. The Foresters have taken the field, so the final ruling in the scorebook is a double with obstruction. That is credited to Josiah Morrissey, the 9-hole hitter for the Foresters. We will see a new pitcher in for Santa Barbara. That is going to be Scott Ellis. He comes in for Chase Farrell. So what appears to have happened is that they have called out. So right now, a lot of pressure on Scott Ellis to come in and perform, especially after he's been sitting down for a long time, because he came into the mound, threw a few pitches in the middle of that break, and then went back and sat down. But it is going to be the Oaks who are headed to the plate, and it is going to be the 2, 3, 4 hitters of Smith, Bobo, and Sandoval to lead off this inning for Conejo.
And Scott Ellis, a University of Oregon pitcher, I've gotten to see him a couple of times covering the Ducks baseball team this past year when I was in Eugene during my freshman year there.
Now we see Bill Pinter and another one of the Foresters coaches come out and talk to the umpires again. It appears that Bill Pinter very not pleased with the call of obstruction, very not pleased with Morrissey not being awarded the bag at second, but the umpire's ruling, a double with obstruction, at least that's to the best of our knowledge. First pitch into Smith, cut on and missed, so the bottom of the 5th inning starts with a strike, 0-1. Danny Leach says that it is the right call, he should be out. Leach, the father of Dylan Leach. I believe the father of Dylan Leach. Definitely a family member, they're related. The 0-1 misses the zone to Smith. The count, 1-1. The 1-1 cut through and missed. 1-2 the count to Grant Smith. Scott Ellis, after causing the obstruction and the throwback by Leach, is out of his glove and misses the glove. So after the obstruction, he is coming back into the strike zone. Gets ahead in the count early. Does not seem like it has phased him. The 1-2, cut on, grounded slowly to shortstop. The throw to first, it is in time to get him. Rydell throws onto Romback. Smith is retired. 6-3, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Took a long time to get from the final out of the top of the 5th to the first out of the bottom of the 5th. But we're here, and now Brendan Bobo steps to the dish. For the day for Bobo, a strikeout and a fly out to the second baseman. It was a weak liner that ended up being caught by Morrissey. First pitch into Bobo. Elevated fastball. Brendan Bobo cannot catch up to it. 0-1.
Ironically, the stoppage.
As the 0-1 misses the zone into Bobo. Breaking ball, that falls. The count, 1-1.
Ironically, the stoppage happened right at the halfway point in this game, so you could just call it halftime.
Some of the baseball players treated it as halftime, as the 1-1 catches the outside part of the plate 1-2, as they were playing basketball. So typically, basketball has a halftime, and that's what they were playing during the baseball halftime. It's a little bit of a stretch, but it's a connection. The 1-2 waved at by Bobo in the dirt. He runs on to first. Not going to get there in time. Brendan Bobo strikes out for the second time of the day. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
Bobo there just really in front of that one. That one bounced in the dirt. Seems like he's really hungry for a big hit, and just today, 2 strikeouts in the line out. Not really his strongest performance.
The stoppage has sort of at least tended to deflate really the entire stadium. All the momentum is gone for either side as the first pitch into Sandoval, fastball high and inside, swung at. A strike, 1 strike, no balls in the count. And you can sort of feel it. What was a rocking stadium as the 0-1 bounces for a ball, the count 1-1. What was once a rocking stadium now has become lulled. We saw a few shouts over to the umpires trying to give their opinion on what they thought the call should be. But outside of that, it's been relatively quiet with a lot of confusion for the better part of the last half hour as the 1-1 cut through and missed, 1-2. The third 2-strike count early here for Scott Ellis. Chase Farrell's final line, by the way: 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 4 earned runs. It's the 1-2, cut through, missed by Sandoval. 2 strikeouts for Ellis, and the inning is retired. 1-2-3 after the stoppage in play. To the top of the 6th inning we go as the Oaks lead 4-0 on the Conejo Oaks live stream. The top of the 6th inning, Brent Jock still on the hill, coming out for his 3rd inning of work. He stayed active during the intermission. He was throwing off to the side of the field, so his arm still warm. Kendall Pettis, the leadoff hitter, comes to lead off the 6th inning. And his 2 at-bats so far today: ground ball to shortstop, fly out to shortstop. First pitch to him, off speed, misses the zone, a ball. 1-0 the count early. In the last inning, Jocks, a 1-2-3 inning in the most unconventional of ways. Fly out, strikeout. That's conventional, as the 0-1 or the 1-1, the 1-0 swung on. It's now 1-1. As the 2 conventional plays happen, and then the double down the line that was called obstruction ended the inning. The 1-1 brushes back Pettis on the inside part of the plate. A ball, 2-1 the count. The 2-1 swung through, lifted high and out of play towards the stands. Doesn't quite get to the parking lot, but in that direction. The count even up at 2-2. Brent Jocks, he has 2 strikeouts on the day, has faced now his 9th batter is Kendall Pettis.
And Pettis right here fouled the last pitch off, had a 7-pitch at bat his last time up.
The 2-2 grounded right back up the middle. Smith can't get to it. A leadoff single for Kendall Pettis. The first time he's gotten aboard today. And now Santa Barbara, they've had success leading off innings. And leadoff runner on in the 2nd, the 4th, and now the 6th. Half of their innings, they've been able to have a runner on with no outs. That makes way to Jack Rydell. He was the one who got that leadoff hit in the 4th inning. Not able to score. He just advanced to second base as Brent Jocks was able to get out of a jam. First pitch into Rydell. Half swing, does not matter. It's a called strike. 0-1 the count to Rydell. Shaded just to the right of center, as typical here at Sparky Anderson Field, is Raul Sandoval. The 0-1 grounded right back up the middle again. This time Smith fields it, throws on to first. Bobo goes up and makes the catch. Rydell is retired, 6-3. The runner on first, and Pettis advances to second base.
And that play, Smith was a little bit too far away from the bag, and Pettis has a lot of speed. Wasn't going to have the play at second, so he did throw over to first, so he did get the one out that mattered, but a runner in scoring position now for the Foresters.
Zobak, the only Forester of the day who's reached base every time up. Walked in the first and third. First pitch into Zobak. Breaking ball misses the plate. Excuse me, he walked in the fourth, so the first and the fourth innings were when he got a board on the base on balls. He now sees a 1-0 count early. The rest of the outfield alignment, we see TJ Foreman deep in right and Austin Carrillo shallow in left as typical. The 1-0 misses the knees low, a ball, 2-0 the count. Steven Zobak ahead in the count once again. Reagan Burford with Grant Smith holding the runner on at second is a little bit shaded into that hole between shortstop and third base. The 2-0 lifted high. Burford chasing it. It's going to be close. And just misses. Burford right up against the fence. The ball actually landed in play, but the top of the dugout juts out. It was a very awkward ball for Reagan Burford to have an attempt at. I think it's impressive that he got that close.
Yeah, like you said, he was shifted over to the right a lot more than you'd normally see a third baseman. Really standing about 10 to 15 feet from the bag. Had to run all the way towards the dugout. Almost made a really impressive play right there.
Zobak sees his first strike of the count, 2-1. He swings and lifts one. Shallow left field. Smith going back, Carrillo coming in. Austin calls him off, makes the catch, and 2 down is in the inning. The runner in Pettis does not advance. He stays pat at second base, so now 2 down. After the leadoff single, Brent Jocks will see Ryan Robleski. Robleski in his previous times up, singled in the second. That was a leadoff hit in that inning. He then stole second base and flew out to center in the fourth. He started what was 3 consecutive outs to get Brent Jocks out of the jam in that inning. The 4-hole hitter swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. 0-1 the count. Brent Jocks sitting right around 30 pitches on his outing. He's trying to close out his 3rd inning of work. That is efficient pitching. Gregory at second, shaded very close to the bag. Jocks looks him off, the runner's going. The ball fouled off out of play. Sharp tries to make a run for it, but it's into the stands. The count 0-2. Pettis has to head back to second base. He got a good jump on that ball. He probably would have been into third safely. Nonetheless, the count 0-2. Brent Jocks trying to sit down his 3rd batter of the day.
And Jocks right now in a similar position like that 4th inning. You mentioned 3 straight batters got out after Rydell got on. Now Rydell, he was at 3rd in that time. Now there's a runner on 2nd.
The 0-2 bounces a ball, 1-2. Pettis on the ball in the dirt ends up stealing third base. So now a runner 90 feet from home on a 1-2 count. Brent Jocks just focused on the runner at the plate. You don't throw that breaking ball low in the zone trying to induce a swing, one that you know has a chance to be going in the dirt. If you are worried about the runner at second, now the runner at third, that man is Kendall Pettis. Burford now shaded closer to the bag, holding him on. The 1-2, chopped foul into the Oaks dugout. Brendan Durfee tries to make a play. He cannot. It bounces off his fingertips. He's not happy with himself. A little bit embarrassed. Laughs off some of the guys in the dugout.
Yeah, you could see the disappointment on his face. Immediately looked up and was like, wow, I can't believe I missed that.
The 1-2. Robleski swings and lines one, this time over the Foresters dugout. Some of those Foresters in the dugout were not looking at the ball, and that was dangerous. They weren't paying attention. If that ball is 2 feet lower, could be collateral damage. Nonetheless, Wrobleski battling down 1-2, about to see his 6th pitch of the at-bat.
And with these dugouts, without anything in front of them besides 2 poles, it's pretty dangerous to sit in there. Could get hit by a foul ball.
The 1-2. Jocks delivers, and just getting a piece of it is Wrobleski. A breaking ball buried in the dirt that Wrobleski was able to just tip off the end of his bat to stay alive. 6 pitches in the at-bat. The 7th incoming. The middle infield, standard. Burford, close to third. Bobo, standard at first. The outfield, shaded just left of center. The 1-2. Jocks brushes back Wrobleski off the plate. 2-2 the count. And that pitch has a potential setup where fastball in, bust you back, breaking ball away is the pitch that I'm looking for here from Jocks. Of course, I could be wrong.
It's a long at bat for Wrobleski. His first 2 plate appearances, only first pitch swinging.
The 2-2, breaking ball, swung on and missed in the dirt. Sharp throws on to first, and it's over the head of Bobo. A run is going to score. Wrobleski headed to second. Foreman takes the ball. Wrobleski now headed to third, gets it in, and a strikeout that ends up with a runner on third. It does not matter. A run scored, the first run for the Foresters. Knight, I predicted it right, where it was a breaking ball in the dirt to get him. And right there, Andrew Sharp just strong-armed the throw.
And that really surprised me right there. I thought, you know, Jocks gets out of the inning very similar to the way he had it in the 4th. The leadoff man in the 4th got on, found his way to 3rd, but then was able to strike out Peyton Cole to end the inning. Here, he strikes out Wrobleski, but Wrobleski finds himself at 3rd because of the throw from Sharp.
Now the next batter to the plate, Nathan Rombach. Watches the first pitch bounce in for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Brent Jocks. No earned runs in the inning. The error by Sharp, the catcher.
Also, with that run, it ends a streak of 11 scoreless innings for the Oaks against the Foresters.
The 1-0 skied back and out of play. Crashes against the building behind us. Luckily, it is made of solid brick, so I'm sure the building is okay. 1-1 the count. You can't put a building right behind a baseball field and have any exposed windows or any real danger of having broken anything. It's the 1-1. Breaking ball. Dives outside of the zone, misses it. The count 2-1. Talking to pitching coach Scott Radinsky, he talked about Brent Jocks. He said he's one of those guys that he doesn't get phased. He just goes and throws strikes, and he doesn't care. That's exactly what you like to see, that short-term memory from a pitcher in Brent Jocks. He's going to need it here after that run scored. This time, it's inside. The ball is called, and the run is going to score as Wrobleski trots home, the 2nd run of the inning. I actually thought that right there on that pitch, Rombach might have got clipped. Better for the Foresters that he did not, or at least didn't speak up about it, as now Rombach was able to trot home. If he gets hit there, it's a runner on first, and the runner on third does not advance. So now, 2 2-out runs here for Santa Barbara. No runners on. The right-hander in Wrobleski, or the right-hander in Rombach, excuse me, at the plate. Watches this pitch, skies it into right. Foreman going back towards the track, makes it with his feet on the dirt. The inning is retired. So 2 runs on just 1 hit, a single error, and nobody left on base as the Oaks, their lead gets cut in by 2 runs as the Foresters plate 2. We will be back for the bottom of the 6th inning as the Oaks, they try to add some more runs to their insurance on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. The bottom of the 6th inning, the Conejo Oaks, they're trying to add runs as the Foresters, they chipped 2 back in the top half of the inning. Brendan Durfee, the leadoff man in the inning for the Oaks. His first time up, he doubled, came around to score on a triple by Reagan Burford in the 2nd, and then in the 3rd, he ended the inning with a ground out to shortstop. The first pitch to him, bounced in, misses the zone, a ball, 1-0 the count. The pitcher on the hill still Scott Ellis. Ellis, last inning, just 11 pitches, was able to sit down 2 Oaks on strikes. As the 1-0 catches the outside part of the plate, a strike, 1-1 is the count.
And Scott Ellis went to Thousand Oaks High School, so playing back in his hometown right now.
The 1-1 lined right back up the middle, through the hole between second and shortstop. Durfee gets aboard with a leadoff single, and the Oaks, they have the leadoff man on. This is just the 2nd time today that they get the leadoff man on. The first time that happened in the 1st inning when Zach Gregory got aboard with a leadoff single. Reagan Burford, the hottest bat for the Oaks, steps to the dish. Last time up, he did ground out to second base, but the first time up, plated the first run for the Oaks as he had a RBI triple, then came around to score on the next batter. First pitch to him, bounces in, a ball, 1-0 the count. On the season, Burford batting .304. That average improved from just .071 in the previous 2 games ahead of this one. The 1-0 into Burford, catches the zone, a strike, 1-1 the count. Burford staring down Scott Ellis. Brendan Durfee at first. The 1-1 in at the knees for a strike, 1-2. Burford now seeing his 3rd 2-strike count of the day. He saw a full count in the 2nd inning. He saw a 2-2 count in the 4th, and now he sees a 1-2 count here. Ellis goes to the dish. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. 2-2 the count.
And Ellis so far has been living a little low. Seen a couple of pitches end up in the dirt, but 2 strikeouts last inning for Ellis. He's been impressive so far for the Foresters. He just showed up on the team a couple days ago from the University of Oregon.
Showed up today, actually.
Today.
This is his first active game. The 2-2. Lined into right center field, tracking back as Wells at the track, makes the catch. Durfee going to have to run back to first base. A hard hit ball that just hung up too much for Reagan Burford. That one had a chance to go, just not enough on it. About 10 feet shy of the wall.
The catcher, Andrew Sharp.
That makes way for Andrew Sharp. Sharp, he has a little bit extra responsibility in this at-bat. After last inning, the throwing error ended up scoring 2 Foresters. 1 scored on the error, and then the runner that he led on with that throwing error ended up coming around to score with 2 outs. First pitch to Sharp, bounces in, a ball. Going down to block it is Leach. The runner in Durfee cannot advance.
And that second run that came in was a pass ball, so technically both runs that came in were responsible from Sharp.
And it's important for Andrew Sharp here not to press. You have a single already in this game. First pitch to him outside off the plate, a ball, 2-0. And despite the mistake last inning, it's very important to not try to do too much at the plate. Sometimes you see batters, they try to do too much. They try to hit a gapper, an extra base hit, and it ends up resulting in a flyout or a strikeout. Here for Andrew Sharp, it's very important just have a good, well-executed at-bat. The 2-0, cut through and missed. Living low in the zone, Scott Ellis gets a strike at the knees as Sharp swung through one.
And that was a big hack right there from Sharp. Seemed like he was trying to make up for those 2 runs with a 2-run shot of his own right here. But it was a big whiff.
And if you're going to beat the Force, if you're going to beat your rival, it's going to take an entire team. The rest of the team will pick you up as the 2-1 off-speed pitch misses the zone. Check swing from Sharp. The umpire at second says he did not go, so 3-1 count.
Found that a little comical right there. Leach pointed to third base, expecting there to be a umpire at third base. Here in the CCL, just 2 umpires.
Mark Fitzgerald could have given him the safe call. It's the 3-1 low. Sharp gets aboard with a walk, so a strong at-bat from Andrew Sharp. Now there's 2 runners on with 1 out, a runner in scoring position. TJ Foreman stepping to the dish. Foreman, he's had what is probably his best game of the season thus far. He's had 2 singles in his 2 at-bats. He's had a few other games where he has gotten 2 hits. Against Walnut Creek, the second time he got 2 hits, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 6th. Both times he came around to score. Today he has 2 singles, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and 3 stolen bags, as well as a run scored in the 2nd inning as well. 2 runners on to Foreman. The ball low. 1 ball, no strike, the count. Scott Ellis in a similar jam to what we've seen Brent Jocks in twice so far in this game. Jocks got out of the first jam, almost got out of the second. The outfield playing straight up. A right-handed hitter with the breeze blowing out to right field. So the pull power from Foreman combined with the wind in the opposite direction leaves the outfield playing standard. Foreman lifts one in the air to right center field. Back and making the catch is Robleski. Tagging is Durfee. He's going to get to third base. Sharp is going to stay at first, so runners on the corners with 2 down. Austin Carrillo comes to the dish. Carrillo, he has reached base both times he's come to the plate today. Hit by pitch in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, scored in the 2nd as well, and stole a bag.
The left fielder, Austin Carrillo.
And for Carrillo, it's his first time seeing Scott Ellis on the game. A left-handed hitter against the right-hander in Ellis. Advantage batter if you're looking at the righty-lefty matchup. First pitch into Carrillo. Below the knees, a ball. Ahead early in the count, Austin Carrillo. Miles per hour on the scoreboard. Clearly not working on that pitch. It's at 45 miles per hour.
A lot more heat to that.
Here the Oaks with an opportunity to take a 3 and potentially 4-run lead. The 1-0 cut through and miss. Carrillo swings at one low in the zone and inside. The count 1-1.
Down there said 46 miles per hour. Clocking about the same as your arm speed, Ryan.
I assure you that Scott Ellis throws much faster than I do. Pickoff attempt back at first. Sharp dives back in safely. That was dangerous. Ron back at first. Snow cone that ball in his mitt. That gets past him. Brendan Durfee scoring. I would not be worried about the runner over at first if I'm Scott Ellis. The 1-1 to Carrillo. Outside. Back pick again. Sharp back in safely. 2-1 the count. And we've seen both the pitcher now in Ellis and the catcher in Leach be concerned about Sharp at first, trying to back pick him, trying to steal an out. I think that is dangerous. We've seen a few times this season, more often than those have been successful, a ball get away. The 2-1 inside, gets to the backstop. Durfee comes in to score. Sharp advances to second. The pitcher in Ellis thought that he might have gotten a hit by a pitch, but it's just an RBI on the wild pitch from Scott Ellis, as now the umpire is going to convene to try to see if that ball did hit Carrillo. It was going to. Carrillo scooted back. But as of now, it's a 5-2 ball game as the Oaks, they scratch across another run. Andrew Sharp advances to second base. Brendan Durfee comes across to score. and the umpire makes the official call that the runner was not hit, or the batter in Carrillo was not hit. So now still a runner in scoring position for Carrillo, just one more run on the board, and now the runner at second base and Andrew Sharp has Carrillo ahead in the count 3-1. Scott Ellis, it's his first earned run of the game. It's the first run given up for the Foresters since the second inning when the Oaks put up a 4 spot with this bottom half of the lineup. The 3-1 lifted in the air to right. Back is Robleski at the track, looking up and at the wall with his back to it, makes the catch. Austin Carrillo, warning track power. It looked good off the bat, not able to go out. The Oaks, they scratch across 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and Andrew Sharp left on second base. The Oaks, they take a 3-run lead now to the 7th inning. You're listening to the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Top of the 7th inning, Ryan Milano joined by Knight Uretsky. Knight, 3 innings of play-by-play are left. They're yours.
Thank you, Ryan. And final stat line for Brent Jocks is now Will Cochlear is now on the mound. Brent Jocks, 3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 1 base on balls, 2 hits, and 2 runs that he gave up. 0 were earned. Back here, top of the 7th, 5-2 the score. The Oaks scored 1 run in the bottom half of the inning, after Santa Barbara scored 2 runs in the top half of the 6th. So 3 runs in the last inning, and a new pitcher now on the mound for the Oaks. Cochlear, the first pitch in, is in there for a strike. Peyton Cole at the plate.
And this is a big game for the Oaks to try to win. If the Oaks win this game, they jump to 2nd in the CCL South standings. They pass the Foresters.
As Cole swings and fouls this one right at the plate. He goes behind now 0-2. Cole today, 2 strikeouts. 1 in the 2nd inning on 5 pitches, and 1 in the 4th inning on 4 pitches. Now he's down again, 0-2.
Both teams right now in the standings sitting at 2-1 in CCL South play.
As Cole takes one inside for a ball. It's now 1-2.
Actually, excuse me, the Foresters, they're sitting at 3-1 in CCL South play. They have wins against the Barons, the Oaks, and the Riptide. The Oaks, they're 2-1. This would be key to tie up the season series in a head-to-head matchup.
The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball outside. The count's even at 2-2. Peyton Cole a right-handed pitcher and infielder, today playing third base for the Foresters. Currently goes to BYU, where he's going to be a sophomore. Originally from Las Vegas, Nevada. The 2-2 pitch is fouled away by Cole, and that one came right back to us. Just went right to the left of me. Nevertheless, the sixth pitch of the at-bat coming up to Cole.
Coquillard, his last outing was on Sunday against Walnut Creek. He gave up 2 earned runs in 2 innings pitched.
The 2-2 pitch. And Cole rips a single to right field, and the leadoff man is on for the Foresters.
It's the first hit of the day for Peyton Cole, and a good example of 2-strike hitting from him, as he has 2 strikeouts already on the day. That time, he was able to sit down on one, not get out in front, and then drive one into right field. A strong at-bat from the third baseman for the Foresters.
So now up to the plate is Dylan Leach, the catcher. Coquillard, he's set. Runner on first, nobody out. And the pitch to Leach is in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Leach gets behind, 0-1. Leach so far today, a ground out in the second, and then a fly out in the fifth. Looking for his first hit of the game in his third plate appearance. The 0-1 pitch is a ball, misses high, counts even at 1-1.
And that was right at the letters of Dylan Leach. A good job of not offering. We saw Will Coquillard in his first appearance, that 6'8" frame. Sometimes he left a few pitches high, elevated in the zone. That time we saw him miss the zone early in the count, high as well.
The 1-1 pitch. Curveball. That one's in there for a strike on the outside corner, and man, what a pitch was that.
That was a beautiful breaking ball from Will Coquillard. He started it up at the letters. It ended up dying at the knees and being called a strike in the zone.
Leach, originally from Carthage, Texas, currently goes to the University of Arkansas, Fayetteville, as the pitch to him is in the dirt. Counts even at 2-2. Runner on first stays as Sharp gets behind it. That's Cole, the runner on first. Still 2-2 count. Nobody out. Runner on first here in the top of the 7th inning. The Oaks are leading by 3, 5-2 the score. Coquillard, the man on the mound. Nods his head. He's set. The pitch is outside, gets beyond Sharp's glove. Over to second is Cole, and another pass ball haunts Andrew Sharp as the runner's now in scoring position with nobody out.
And for Sharp right there, you just have to do a sure-handed job of making sure that you catch the baseball. As right here, it could have been a miscommunication as Coquillard missed his spot, or it could have just been that Sharp was overlooking it, did not see the ball into his glove. Either way, we've seen a few pass balls from Sharp here today.
Full count now to Dylan Leach as he swings and misses. This one goes off of Sharp's gear, and heading to first is Leach. So this is the second time in this game that a strikeout has been negated after Andrew Sharp can't corral the ball, and now there's runners on the corners with nobody out for the Foresters.
And Andrew Sharp, a good catcher, he calls a game well in terms of calling pitches, which ones a pitcher should throw, deciding location. But so far today, he's had a little bit of trouble squeezing the ball into his mitt.
Sharp was also that catcher in that long 4-hour game against the Barons a couple nights ago. Wonder how his knees are feeling after that one. Still back at it behind the plate here today. Up to the plate now, Carson Wells, the center fielder. As Wells showed bunt, pulled back, but it's still called a strike. It's 0-1 to Wells.
And right there on that pitch from Coquillard, he gets set, and he taps his foot 1, 2, 3 times as he checks the runners. It's a rhythm thing for Coquillard, trying to get back in the zone after striking a man out, but letting him on base.
Coquillard set, and showing bunt again. This one's outside as Wells pulled back at the last second. The count's even at 1-1.
And when Wells squares to bunt, he gets really low in the stance. His strike zone shrinks, and as a pitcher, it's tough to identify that location. So now we have a pinch runner coming in. It's going to be Josh Stinson coming over to first as Dylan Leach. He's going to come out of the ballgame. His day is going to be done.
Number 1, Josh Stinson.
Stinson, 2 stolen bases on the year with the Foresters. Played in the game against the Oaks on Tuesday, as now he stands on first. Still runners on the corner, nobody out, 1-1 count. The pitch to Wells, and Stinson immediately steals. Sharp over to second, throw not in time, and Stinson, first pitch in, already steals a bag.
So now 2 runners in scoring position with no one down. And for the Oaks, now a 3-run lead. It's important for Coquillart to focus on the batters at hand. As it always is, but you cannot get lost with 2 runners in scoring position trying to do too much, especially with a 3-run lead.
Carson Wells so far today, 0 for 2. A ground out in the 3rd and a strikeout in the 5th. The 1-2 pitch, and Wells grounds this one foul down the first base line. Bobo over there to make the play in foul territory. The at-bat continues with a 1-2 count.
And here, up 1-2, Coquillart. He has 2 pitches that he can go to. An elevated fastball up and in, or a breaking ball that dies low in the zone and away. Big sweeping curveball for Coquillart.
Coquillart, 6'8", 235 pounds. It's a lot of intimidation right there, being 6'8". Actually, on the Georgia Tech website, he's listed at 6'9". The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Wells. And the first batter is retired in the inning. Still, though, 2 runners in scoring position for the Foresters.
And that's a strong out by Will Coquillart right there. You get the out, the runners don't advance. Your second strikeout, you bounce back from a dropped 3rd strike, allowing the runner on in that sense. Come back with a strikeout. Strong bounce back from Will Coquillart.
Up to the plate now is the 9-hole hitter, Josiah Morrissey. He's the second baseman. Has a chance at 2 RBIs here with 2 runners in scoring position. The first pitch to him is popped foul right behind home plate and out of play. He's going to start with an 0-1 count.
And tell us a little bit about what he did last time up.
Yeah, the last time up, he ripped a double down the line. There was obstruction called, and it really halted the game pretty much for how many minutes? Probably like 25 minutes.
Close to a half hour.
It was halftime here at Sparky Anderson Field. Nevertheless, 0-1 count now as Coquillart gets one in the dirt. Sharp almost lost it. The runner stays at 3rd.
And right there we saw Josiah Morrissey look at the ball and then tell the runner at 3rd to hold up. I actually think that might have been a bad call by Morrissey because after he told the runner to hold up, the ball squeaked away from Sharp even more and leaked out towards the first base side. I think the runner would have been a very close play at the plate.
Peyton Cole on 3rd. Dylan Leach on 2nd. Stinson on 2nd. Leach was pinch ran for. As Morrissey grounds this one to the second baseman, Burford, over to first. And the play is made. Took a long time for the umpire to make the call. But a run comes in. Cole comes in to score. Stinson over to 3rd. And now coming up is the leadoff man, Kendall Pettis.
And that was actually Zach Gregory who made the play at second base. Burford, the typical second baseman, now getting the start at 3rd base.
You're right, that is my fault. Both of them look pretty similar, both SEC guys. Burford at Ole Miss, Gregory now at Arkansas. As the first pitch to Pettis is low and in the dirt for a ball. Thank you, Ryan, for correcting me on that.
The way I differentiate them, Zach Gregory has a thicker beard.
A little bit of thicker beard, yeah. Gregory just showed up about 3 days ago, playing in his 3rd game with the Oaks. 1-0 count to Pettis. Runner on 3rd. 2 outs as Coquillart delivers. This one gets past a diving Burford. Pettis an RBI single, and the game is within 1 run. It's 5-4.
And that's a big example of 2 out hitting by Kendall Pettis. We saw him lead off in the 6th inning with a single. Now we see him again shoot one in the gap for a single. Strong hitting from that Forester, doing a great job of staying down on the ball, putting it in play, and scoring the runner from third with 2 outs in the inning. It's key for Will Cochlear here to come back and attack Jack Rydell, who is 1 for 3 on the day.
Rydell grounded out in the first. He had a single in the 4th, was left stranded on 3rd, and then grounded out again in the 6th. Batting here in the 7th, as Cochlear in there for a strike. Gets the inside part of the plate. Rydell goes behind 0-1. 6th batter of the inning for the Foresters. 2 runs have come in. Dylan Leach, who just came in, reached after he struck out, but passed ball from Sharp let him on base. That resulted in a run. As a ball in the dirt, Sharp now throws to second. The throw, not in time. Pettis steals second, and now the tying runner is in scoring position for the Foresters. Kendall Pettis, the left fielder, steals second base. And now an inning which has featured 3 outs, but only 2 have stud because of the pass ball from Sharp. We stand here, and Jack Rydell, the shortstop from UNC Chapel Hill, has a chance to drive in the tying run. Cochlear set. The pitch, and Rydell rips this one to right field. That's going to get down. The tying run, Pettis is going to come around to score. The right fielder, Foreman, having a little bit of trouble at the wall, now throws it in. Rydell over to second, and a game-tying RBI double for Jack Rydell, and this game's knotted at 5.
And the Foresters, we saw the Oaks do this yesterday, a strong job of 2 out hitting. We see them, every single run that they've scored in the last 2 innings, it has come with 2 down. I guess the one of the ones in this inning came with 1 down on a ground out that ended up being the second out of the inning. But strong 2 out hitting for the Foresters so far. And now, Will Cochlear, the mission is the same. Focus on the batter at hand, get 1 out at a time.
3 runs in the inning. Cochlear delivers, and this one's in the dirt. That's going to get past Sharp again. Runner over to third, and now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away.
It's just been a tough day behind the dish for Andrew Sharp. He's just seen a few balls get away from him, especially in the last few innings, not being able to squeeze it. It's important for him to see the ball into his glove.
Steven Zobak, the DH up at the plate, has reached twice on a base on balls as he takes the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Counts even at 1-1. Reached on walks in the 1st and 4th inning. Last inning in the 6th, he flew out to the left fielder. That was a high hit ball that Creo came in and made a play. Nevertheless, runner on third, 1-1 count. Zobak takes a pitch low for a ball. It's now 2-1 to him with 2 outs. So far in this game, 8 hits for the Conejo Oaks, 6 hits for the Foresters, but 5 runs apiece. Rydell stands on third after a double and a pass ball. As Zobak hits this one high, but very, very foul, heading towards the parking lot. Got really close to a truck right there.
That bounced about 2 feet outside of a truck. Then it slowed down as it got through the rest of the parking lot. But that gray, but believes what looks like a Ram truck, very lucky.
That's why I park on the completely other side of the parking lot.
We're veterans over here. We know where to park. We know the far side of the parking lot is at least dangerous.
The 2-2 pitch is foul, just foul off the first base side. Hit in the dirt, but foul. Just a little too right of the foul line. The at-bat's going to continue.
And that was close to plating another run. That was close to the go-ahead run for the Foresters coming across.
2-2 count. Go ahead run on third. The pitch is high from Coquillard, and the count is full to Zobak.
Coquillard right there. I like the idea. Elevated fastball, try to get a swing and a miss. We've seen Zobak be aggressive in this at-bat. We've also seen him walk a few times today. Now he's worked the count full. It could go either way.
Coquillard, he's set. The payoff pitch, and Zobak hits this one high and deep, but very foul again. This time it's not going to reach the parking lot. It hits the netting on the foul territory, and the bat's going to continue.
And right here we see Zobak really dialed up on the fastball from Coquillard. Don't be surprised if we see a breaking ball here. Spit it in the dirt. First base is open, so a walk is not the worst thing in the world.
The payoff pitch, and Zobak fouls this one away. It's another long at bat in this game.
9 pitches to my count so far in this at bat.
One of the longest at bats of the year the Oaks has faced. Been a couple of 9-pitch at bats. Technically, you could count the one a couple of nights ago at the Barons. There was a 7-pitch at bat, then a runner was caught stealing, then a 7-pitch at bat. So you could continue that a 14-pitch at bat, maybe.
I'm not sure if that counts.
Nevertheless, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Curveball, got him! Steven Zobak goes down looking, and the inning is over. So, 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on. The game is tied at 5. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Here at Sparky Anderson Field, Knight Uretsky and Ryan Milano will be right back with you after the break. You're listening here on the Conejo Oaks live stream. Back here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 3 runs come in the top half of the 7th for the Foresters. And now the Oaks trying to answer back and take back the lead. The Oaks led by as much as 4-0. The Foresters scored 2 runs in the top half of the 6th. That cut the score in half at 4-2. The Oaks scored 1 run in the bottom of the 6th. That made it 5-2. And then 3 runs in the top of the 7th tied it up. As a new pitcher on the mound for the Foresters, that is Cole Reeves. Reeves just got here today. Goes to Dallas Baptist as Zach Gregory digs in for the 4th time today. The 1-0 pitch, and Gregory pops this one to shallow left field. Coming over is the shortstop, Rydell. He makes the play, and Gregory is retired.
Reeves, he came in for Scott Ellis. Ellis's final line, 2 innings pitched, just 1 hit allowed as well as a walk, 3 strikeouts, and a single earned run in the bottom of the 6th inning.
So now up to the plate is Grant Smith. It's his 4th time up. Normally a cleanup hitter. Today he's batting in the 2 spot, as the first pitch to him is in there for a strike. He goes behind 0-1. Cole Reeves, originally from Dallas, Texas, plays at Dallas Baptist. He's a sophomore there. Went to Shelton High School. Smith takes the ball outside. Counts even at 1-1.
And Smith has batted everywhere this season. He's batted in the 2-hole, the 3-hole, the 4-hole, the 5-hole, and the 6-hole so far this year. So he's been moved all around the top of the lineup.
Smith today 0 for 3, a flyout in the first and a couple of ground outs as he takes the 3rd pitch in there for a strike. Goes behind now 1-2. Smith grounded out in the 2nd and then grounded it again in the 5th. Trying to make a 0 for 3 performance, turn to 1 for 4 as he hits a high drive to center field. Pettis over, makes the catch. Excuse me, that was Stinson over. Stinton now over to center field, and 2 are gone.
And Pettis, he is shifted over to left field now.
Now batting, the first baseman, Brendan Bobo.
So Pettis always was in left field. Carson Wells is the man who shifts over to right field.
So now up is Brendan Bobo as he swings and misses on the first pitch.
Behind the dish, a new catcher in Jared Thomas, another defensive change.
Oh, 1 count, 2 outs. Brendan Bobo at the plate. Reeves fires. This one misses low for a ball.
And actually, I don't believe Carson Wells is in center. I believe he has subbed out. I believe it is still Ryan Robleski in right. We will get confirmation on that the next time through the order.
So now 1-1 count, 2 outs. Bobo swings and misses on this one. It was a check swing. Got him, though. He gets behind now 1-2. Bobo today, 2 strikeouts and a lineout. Struck out in the 1st and 5th inning and lined out in the 3rd inning. Not his strongest day. The 1-2 pitch, and Bobo hits this one high, but very foul. That one's trending towards the parking lot. Does get close to the Ram truck that we saw close to again. This one finds the parking lot once more.
They should paint a bullseye on that truck.
That's a risky spot to park your car.
There's a few other spots that are actually closer to the stadium that would have gotten hit.
Bobo takes a pitch high. Thomas went over to the 3rd base umpire. They say he's safe. 2-2 the count now. So far in this inning, Zach Gregory flew out to the shortstop on a soft hit ball. Smith then flew out to the center fielder, and now we're here with 2 away, and the 3-hole hitter Brendan Bobo at the plate. The 2-2 pitch. Bobo fouls this one away, and now we're coming up on the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
And a strong job of battling from Brendan Bobo. Despite 2 strikeouts on the day, he has shown a strong propensity to battle. The problem is that he is swinging at pitches outside of the zone. It's what's been his Achilles heel all season long, but he has been getting his bat on him.
Bobo gets a single to right field, and with 2 away, the Oaks have a runner.
And the key to the season, I've been saying it all year long, Knight, what is it?
2 out hitting.
2 out hitting. Brendan Bobo, great example of 2 out hitting. Generally a power hitter, right there, chokes up on the bat after he gets behind in the count to 2 strikes, is able to just shoot one through the hole between 1st and 2nd. Bobo gets on with a single, now passes the bat to Raul Sandoval.
So Raul Sandoval at the plate as the first pitch hits him, and so Sandoval heads to first. The umpire says he is safe. He didn't swing. So the first pitch to Sandoval wears him. It's now 2 runners on with 2 outs. And coming up to the plate is Brendan Durfee.
The designated hitter.
And Bill Pinter was not happy with that call. He was screaming at the first base umpire, saying, "Did he go? Did he go? Did he go?" He did not like that Sandoval was awarded first base. He thought that he went around on the swing.
And Durfee today, he's had a solid performance. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Both times he's reached on base, he's scored. First pitch to Durfee outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Durfee, a young man, goes to Cal Lutheran, playing in his home ballpark.
Had a good day today as well.
That's what I said. He was 2 for 3 with a double and a single. As Durfee takes a strike in there, it's 1-1.
Yeah, and he's using the ballpark to his advantage.
Yeah.
It's familiarity.
Durfee, his dad played college baseball, wants to be a sports agent someday, as there's a times called. Now back. Reeves on the mound. 2 runners on the pitch, and Durfee a big hack but misses big, and he falls behind now 1-2.
And he was trying to give the Oaks a 3-run lead with 1 swing. That was a pitch, middle cut in the zone. Durfee loved it. Loved it a little too much. Swang a little bit out of his shoes.
Durfee, the DH today, batting 5th. Stands in with a key spot in the 7th as he rips a liner to the second baseman. Morrissey makes the play, and the inning is over. So, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on. We head to the 8th inning, still tied at 5. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Back here, top of the 8th inning, still a tied game at 5-5. The Oaks 8 hits in the afternoon. The Foresters 6 hits in the afternoon, but still knotted at 5. It was a 4-0 game for a while until the Sixth inning, the Forsters scored 2 runs. The Oaks scored 1 run in the bottom of the 6th. Forsters answered back with 3 runs in the top of the 7th to tie things up. Now we're here in the 8th. New pitcher on the mound for the Oaks. That's Tobias Plotkin now. Ryan Robleski, the right fielder, up at the plate. The first pitch to him from Plotkin is in the dirt for a ball. Robleski today, he singled in the 2nd, flew out in the 4th, and then in the 6th he struck out but reached on a overthrow from Sharp as Plotkin fires, and that one swung on a miss by Robleski. Counts even at 1-1.
Plotkin was the player of the game the last time up against the Foresters. He had 3 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, no earned runs on just 1 hit given up. So he has had the Foresters number at least through 1 outing this season.
The 1-1 pitch. Robleski grounds this to third. Burford misses the play. And Robleski reaches for the 2nd straight time after an error.
And right now, the errors, they're just killing the Oaks right now. All 5 runs of the game have come off of errors.
And that's a tough play right there for Burford. I know talking to Burford, he said that he wants to work on his fielding here at the summertime with the Oaks. Said he wants to have 100 out of 100 ground balls find his mitt. That time does not find his mitt, and it's a runner on because of an error. First pitch now to Rombach. Misses inside for a ball. It's 1-0. So the leadoff man aboard, Robleski. He's at first. Bobo, the first baseman, holding him there. Plotkin, the southpaw. He's set. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled away by Rombach. Counts even at 1-1. Rombach today reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, but in the 2nd and 6th inning, he flew out to the right fielder, T.J. Foreman. Up for the 4th time today. The 1-1 pitch. And Rombach fouls this one away again. Counts now 1-2.
And right here for Plotkin, it's similar to what happened when there were errors for both Jocks and Coquiar. Don't worry about the runner on base. Just get outs, especially the first out of the inning. You need to be able to sit a batter down up 2 strikes here. You have to be able to get an out in this spot.
The 1-2 pitch. Curveball. Got him looking. Rombach is set down looking. And now 1 is gone with a runner on first.
And that's the exact execution that you want if you're Tobias Plotkin. You get ahead in the count. You're able to put a breaking ball, a backdoor breaking ball into the zone. Gets the strikeout looking. A strong way to bounce back after the runner gets on with an error.
So now Peyton Cole will step up to the plate as the lefty-on-lefty matchup features a first pitch strike called on the outside part of the plate. Cole today reached on a single in his last time up. That was last inning in the 7th. He came around to score. Was the first of the 3 runs scored in the innings for the Foresters as Cole takes a ball high. Counts even at 1-1. Prior to that hit, 2 strikeouts. 1 on 5 pitches and 1 on 4 pitches. Five the score. Runner on first, 1 out. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. And Plotkin gets ahead now 1-2.
The 2nd consecutive batter that we've seen Plotkin ahead 1-2 on. The last one was a righty. He had a backdoor breaking ball. This time it's a lefty. What out pitch is he going to use?
The runner goes, swing and a miss. Cole strikes out for the 3rd time today. The runner is in there safely. Robleski, that is, to second.
And the answer on the out pitch, a fastball elevated that Cole could not catch up to.
So now coming up to the plate is Josh Stinson. Pinch ran for Dylan Leach in the 7th inning. He stole a base. Now he stands in. Runner on second, 2 outs. Plotkin, the lefty, fires, and Stinson swings and misses on that one. It's 0-1 to Stinson. So far in the inning, Wrobleski reached on an error from Burford, got to first. Rombach got looking. Cole got struck out swinging, as now a stolen base from Wrobleski. He heads to third, gets the jersey a little dirty. So now Stinson, the sophomore at University of Georgia, stands in with a runner on third. The go-ahead run is 90 feet away. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt for a ball. Now it's 2-1. And Stinson, this is a guy that you'd want at the plate if you're a Foresters fan. Batting .400 on the year. Now he stands in. The 2-1 pitch misses the zone, does not catch the outside corner, and Plotkin gets behind now 3-1. Stinson, 2 RBIs on the year, has a chance at a third as he swings and fouls this one away, and the count is full. Top of the 8th inning, still tied 5-5. Go-ahead runner 90 feet away. It's a full count. Doesn't get more intense than this. Tobias Plotkin, the lefty on the mound. Josh Stinson, the righty in the plate. The payoff pitch, and Stinson fouls this one away. The at-bat's going to continue.
On deck is going to be number 36, Jared Thomas. He's the catcher. He's batting .286 on the season, so a little less successful in the year than Stinson.
The payoff pitch misses low, and now Stinson's going to get to first. So now runners at the corners. And coming up is number 36, Jared Thomas.
And I mentioned Thomas on deck because first base was open. Thomas is a lefty and is having less success on the season than Stinson. So walking Stinson does not make a huge difference, as now Coach Dave Solis going out to talk to Plotkin. Walking Stinson, not a huge detriment, as now you get the matchup you want, and now it's going to be crucial to get this out here rather than forcing Plotkin into a tough spot trying to go in on a batter that is having a lot of success on the season.
And Solis right now just trying to calm his pitcher down. Plotkin, a very humble guy himself. Doesn't really think too much while he's on the mound. As everything's squared away. Now there's runners on the corner. 2 outs. Still the go-ahead run 90 feet away. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Jared Thomas, the catcher. He stands in with the Foresters as they look to come back and take the lead. The runner goes. Sharp does not throw to second. So Stinson easily heads to second, and now 2 runners in scoring position for the Foresters with 2 away. .1-0 the count. Thomas this season batting .286. Has a couple of doubles and 4 hits on the year. The 1-0 pitch, and Thomas hits this one high and deep to right field. Foreman coming over. He makes the play, and the inning is over. So, no runs on no hits, no errors, 2 runners left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning, still tied at 5. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. back here in the bottom of the 8th inning, still tied 5-5. No runs came across in the top half. The Oaks trying to take the lead here. Reagan Burford at the plate. Right before this at bat, Reagan told me before the game he wanted to tell his mom that he loves her, and so I'm going to do that right now. Reagan's mom, he loves you, as he takes the first pitch for a strike. I think it's always sweet when a player loves their mom.
I'm just, you fulfilled the request, but he did ask for it on his second at bat.
I know, but I said I would do it on the second at bat. You, however, were calling his second at bat, and so I didn't feel comfortable calling that, as that one is called for a ball. It's 1-1. Reagan Burford leading it off now for the Oaks, as the 1-1 pitch catches the outside part of the plate. It's now 1-2. Burford today hit a triple in his first at bat. That was in the second inning. He came around to score. But since then, a ground out and a fly out. The 1-2 pitch, and Burford lifts this one to right field. Coming in is the right fielder Robleski. He makes the play, and Burford is retired. So a 4-pitch at bat ends in a fly out. And now coming up to the plate is number 30, the catcher, Andrew Sharp.
Now batting, the catcher, Andrew.
And Sharp, he bounced back in the 6th inning after a defensive mistake. Since then, he had a passed ball in the 7th that allowed for the 3 runs to score in that frame. I wonder if now with no one on, how he's going to approach this at-bat. He had a very strong approach to his last at-bat where he walked on 5 pitches. Here, let's see what he's going to do.
As the first pitch to Sharp, and he lifts this one to center field. Coming in is Stinson, and the ball drops. Sharp takes a long round around first. He's in there safely with a 1-out single. First pitch swinging for Andrew Sharp, and it puts a runner on for the Oaks.
And I don't know how that a Forster got back to second base to cover the bag. Josiah Morrissey was able to get back to second, but him, as well as Rydell and and Stinson in center, were all converging on that ball at the same time. And I know that Sharp had an easy double right there, given the fact that the middle infielders were all in shallow center field. But a great job by Josiah Morrissey to identify that he did not have a beat on the ball and that the other 2 defenders were much closer to it. He turned around and then ran to second to cover the bag.
So now up is TJ Foreman, as Foreman hits this one to center field. Coming over is Stinson. He makes the catch, and Sharp going back to first. The throw from Stinson almost in time. Sharp touches the bag, falls off, and he's out. Excuse me, that was Anson Arose who came in to pinch run, but Arose is caught out after he overstepped past first base, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 8th inning. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on. We head to the top of the 9th inning, still tied 5-5. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Top of the 9th inning, still knotted 5-5. The Foresters scored 3 runs in the 7th to tie it, and now we're here as Tobias Plotkin's first pitch in to Morrissey misses in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. Josiah Morrissey, the second baseman, so far today, as he takes a strike, evens it out at 1-1. Morrissey today, in the 3rd inning, flew out. In the 5th inning, it was the weirdest play ever. Hit a ball down the right field line as the 1-1 pitch misses outside.
The weirdest play ever.
I mean, it was a pretty weird play.
I've never seen anything like it.
I've never seen that. He hit a ball down the right field line. The bullpen pitcher picked it up as Plotkin throws, and that one's in the dirt. It's 3-1.
I like how matter-of-factly you said it. Just as if everyone knows, you know, it's just the weirdest play ever.
Well, he hit a ball down the right field line. The bullpen pitcher picked it up, and then Morrissey was out because of obstruction as he showed a bunt, pulled up, but the pitch was called a strike. The count is full at 3-2. And then in the 7th inning, he grounded out to the second baseman. The payoff pitch. Morrissey strikes out swinging, and Plotkin picks up his 3rd K of the afternoon.
And Tobias Plotkin has been peppering the strike zone here early. He had the strikeout in 4 pitches twice in the 8th inning, and here, after going down 3-1, just goes right back into the strike zone, trusts his pitches, trusts his defense, and Josiah Morrissey cannot catch up.
Plotkin played some first base in high school, but in college found the pitching mound, as now the first pitch to Pettis is grounded to Burford, the 3rd baseman, over to first, and that's a quick out right there. It's a 5-3 play on 1 pitch to Pettis.
And right there, that's one of those plays that Reagan Burford said, 100% of the routine plays I need to make. That one, it sort of stuck to the ground like it was on carpet. Then he picked it up. It didn't change any bounce as it transferred from the grass to the dirt and threw on to first and made it look easy.
Now up to the plate is Jack Rydell. Rydell had the biggest hit of the game for the Foresters. That was an RBI double, as the first pitch to him reaches for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Rydell, prior to that, grounded out in the 1st, hit a single in the 4th, then grounded out in the 6th. As the pitch is not swung on, went to the 3rd base umpire. It was a check swing. Counts even at 1-1.
The Oak side of the field, they wanted that to be called a strike.
The 1-1 pitch, Rydell fouls this one away. It's now 1-2.
Ultimately, Oaks fans, they got their strike called the next pitch.
2 outs in the inning. Jack Rydell, the North Carolina product, at the plate. Hit a grand slam earlier in the week on Tuesday. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. This one gets behind a Rose, as now Rydell heads to first. And this is the 3rd time in this game that a strikeout has resulted in a runner at first base.
And the Oaks just need to catch the ball behind the dish. Right there, you know what pitch is going to happen. You have the out pitch. And right there, it just gets behind a Rose who just checked in behind the dish, who I thought was a defensive replacement because we've heard so many pitchers on the season, both Plotkin and Evan Gray, say how much they were in sync with Anson Rose.
First pitch now to Steven Zobak's in there for a strike. It's 0-1 to him. Zobak, his first 2 at-bats, reached on walks. Both times he was out at second. As the 0-1 pitch, as Rydell heads to second, Arose throws. The throw, not in time. You can see Arose was heading towards the dugout, thought he made the play. They don't get the favorable call. And now the go-ahead run stands at second base in scoring position.
And I thought he made the play too. That throw was in time, the tag was applied, but apparently the runner, his legs got in, the tag was on the body.
Now Rose is going to talk things over with Plotkin, try to calm him down a little bit. Maybe apologize for dropping that strike. Nevertheless, runner on second, 1-1 the count. 2 outs, Steven Zobak at the plate. His last time up, Zobak struck out on 9 pitches. The 1-1 pitch, and Zobak fouls this one away. It's now 1-2.
And right here, Plotkin, the left-handed pitcher, working against a lefty. Last time he had a lefty in a 2-strike count. He went elevated to try to get the strikeout, and he did. That was against Peyton Cole in the last inning.
Tied at 5. The 1-2 pitch. Zobak, check swing. Did not go. So the count moves to 2-2 with 2 outs.
And that's the second time that the Oaks have thought they've got out of the inning. Anson Arose, he started walking to the dugout on a 2-strike pitch, and now Tobias Plotkin, he was halfway to the third base foul line after that pitch. He thought that the batter went.
The 2-2 pitch. Zobak grounds this one foul just outside the reach of Bobo. As Bobo heads close to the Foresters' dugout and back out to first base, the at-bat's going to continue. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Steven Zobak. Fouled a lot of pitches off his last plate appearance, like I said. Struck out on 9 pitches. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Plotkin gets out of it. It's the 3rd K of the inning, the second one that counts, and that'll do it for the top of the 9th inning. So, no runs on no hits. 1 runner left. Now back for the bottom of the 9th inning, still tied 5-5. The Conejo Oaks trying to walk this one off, as now Austin Carrillo, the 9-hole hitter, will step up to the plate. And it's a new pitcher on the mound for the Foresters. This time it's going to be Nick Proctor, young man out of Pleasanton, California, went to Amador Valley High School. It's up in the Bay Area. Goes to UC Berkeley, stayed in the Bay Area, East Bay to East Bay. Was on the Pac-12 Spring Academic Honor Roll in 2020. As the first pitch to Carrillo is outside for a ball. Carrillo today was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, flew out in the 6th, and now is up for the 4th time today.
Right here, there are no lights at George Sparky Anderson Field at Cal Lutheran University.
As the 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike, Carrillo takes it. It's 1-1.
So depending how deep we go into this game, if this game does head into extra innings, I'm not sure what the resolution would be.
(1-1) the score. 1-1 the count as Carrillo fouls this one away. Bat's going to continue 1-2. Zach Gregory on deck. One-two count to Carrillo. Proctor fires. This one's fouled off the catcher Thomas's mask. Bat's going to continue. Carrillo yesterday on the bus ride back made me and Ryan sing a little bit karaoke. Real big singer guy.
Everyone's a real big singer guy in the back of the bus. I'm a real big singer guy all the time.
The 1-2 pitch. Carrillo grounds this right back to Proctor. Proctor throw over to first. The play is made. It's a 1-3 play, and Carrillo is retired. Coming up now is the leadoff man.
Now batting, the second baseman,
This is Zach Gregory.
Gregory.
Nick Proctor, the man on the mound, made 21 appearances, including 3 starts at UC Berkeley past season. Was 2-2 with a 5.94 ERA, with 1 save in 33 1/3 innings pitched. The righty faces the lefty as the first pitch is outside to Gregory. Gregory, his first time up, he had a single. Second time up, Hit a 2 RBI single, but since then 2 flyouts. Now up for the 5th time today. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. So far in the game, 9 hits for the Oaks, 6 hits for the Foresters, but still tied 5-5 as the sun begins the set here at Cal Lutheran. The 1-1 pitch is outside for a ball. It's 2-1 now to Gregory. It's a beautiful day here in Thousand Oaks. The weather was phenomenal. You can start to see the green coming on the hills in the background. It's just an absolutely gorgeous venue. The 2-1 pitch misses low in the dirt. It's now 3-1 to Gregory.
And what Zach Gregory's done, not only today, but throughout the entire season he's had with the Oaks so far, has done a great job of working counts. Coming into today, his on-base percentage was sitting just shy of 500, and that was because he was able to work counts consistently in his first 3 games with Conejo.
As the 3-1 pitch is outside, and Gregory gets on with a walk. So a runner now on with 1 out. And now coming up is Grant Smith, the shortstop. The winning run is now 3 bases away from reaching home plate and winning the game for the Oaks. If you do the math, that's 270 feet.
You know, it's kind of intimidating if you think about it like that. 270 feet is a long ways.
The first pitch to Smith, swung on and miss. Foul tipped. It's now 0-1. Smith today, 0 for 4. Flew out in the first, ground out in the second, grounded out in the 5th, and flew out in the 7th. Hoping to change his luck here. 5-5 the score, 0-1 count, 1 runner on, 1 out. Proctor fires, gets Smith swinging on a check swing. Smith goes behind now, 0-2. Gregory reached on a 5-pitch walk. Prior to that, Carrillo grounded out to the pitcher on a 5-pitch at bat. So far, 12 pitches in the inning, 1 out. Proctor gets this one, and Smith rips this one foul towards the Oaks bullpen. See one arm working in there. Cody Sulak, the bullpen catcher over there. Still though, 0-2 count. Grant Smith, the shortstop from Incarnate Word University in San Antonio. Young man from New Mexico stands in as he swings and fouls this one away. The at-bat's going to continue. The 5th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
And Proctor, he's had 3 appearances so far this season, 5 innings pitched, has not given up a hit yet the entirety of the season. That walk to Gregory, just his 3rd walk of the season.
If Smith gets on and no 2 outs are recorded, Brendan Bobo will be up next. The 0-2 pitch catches the outside corner. Smith's down looking, and now 2 are gone with a runner on first, and Brendan Bobo steps up to the plate. So far in this inning, 3 batters, 3 5-pitch at-bats.
And Brendan Bobo is the guy you want at the plate if you're the Oaks, at least for the season. Today, just 1 for 4, but on the season, he has been the guy that has consistently come up big whenever the Oaks have needed him.
Throw back over to first, not in time. Still though, 2 outs, runner on first, Brendan Bobo at the plate. Hit a single in his last at bat. First pitch to Bobo, swung on and missed. He gets behind now, 0-1. Prior to the single, struck out in the first, lined out in the 3rd, struck out again in the 5th.
The way that the pitchers have attacked Bobo today is live low in the zone. Brendan Bobo going to play protect. He has a tendency to swing at balls that are low in the zone as well.
The 0-1 pitch in the dirt. This time, Bobo doesn't swing. Now the count's even at 1-1.
And Brendan Bobo, he's the type of guy that thinks that he can go yard on almost any pitch as long as he gets contact with it and puts the barrel to it. So why wouldn't you swing at pitches that are low in the zone, high in the zone, really anywhere near where your back can go and get them?
Proctor, he's set. The pitch in the dirt again. Bobo holds up. It's 2-1 now to Bobo. So far in this inning, Austin Carrillo led it off. It was a 5-pitch at bat. He grounded out to the pitcher. Zach Gregory then walked on 5 pitches. Then Grant Smith struck out, looking on a 5th strike. Now Brendan Bobo stands in. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Bobo right back to Proctor. He runs over to first. He's not going to even chance it. He taps on the first base bag, and we're going to extras. Free baseball here at George Sparky Anderson Field. No runs on no hits, no errors, no runners, or 1 runner left on. We head to the 10th inning, still tied 5-5. So there will not be extra innings because George Sparky Anderson Field does not have stadium lights. It's starting to get really dark here. Don't think they can play a full inning of baseball, so it looks like they are going to just end it right now. Perhaps this could be made up again at a later date, but as of right now, it's 5-5 through 9 innings, and it looks like this game's over.
Yeah, so this game is going to be concluded here. And this game, as we've heard, as what we've made note of, is it will be concluded at a later date. So when these two teams will face off again is when this game will be finished, when this game will be concluded. So as for now, it ends in a 5-5 tie. And I think that it will go and be completed to the knowledge that we've been shared, but there is still discussion over with both head coach Dave Solis and Bill Pinter for both teams over whether this game will be completed or if it's over. If it is over, then this is going to be our sign-off, given that it is going to be a 5-5 ball game. We have to pick a player of the game for the Oaks.
Maybe Lucian Westberg? Only allowed 1 hit in 3 innings. Had 1 strikeout, though.
It's a very solid start for him. We also saw, on the offensive side of the ball, we saw Andrew Sharp get on 3 times, but he did allow a few runs behind the dish and on a pass ball defensively. We also saw Zach Gregory. He had 2 RBI, got on 3 times. I think that Zach Gregory is the player of the game.
Yeah, Zach Gregory over Westberg.
Tell us at home. There might be a poll also on the Instagram now that we are at home. So we will go and check that as well. See if there is a poll going on. It is not. So there is no poll on the Instagram for player of the game. But I think that let's give it to Lucian Westberg. He had a strong start. 1 hit, Only 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 0 earned runs, and 3 innings of action. Lucian Weschberg is today's player of the game.
I'll give it to him. Yeah, Lucian Weschberg, pitcher here today, and I guess that'll do it. Little unsatisfied myself. Was hoping for a little bit of extra baseball to conclude this one, but 5-5 the final score. Maybe we'll make this up another time. So that'll do it for Ryan Milano and I here. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. This one ends in a draw, 5-5. It's a weird way to end a baseball game, but nevertheless, you know, you can't control the sun here in California, especially without stadium lights. So thank you guys for viewing, and we'll see you guys back at it here tomorrow as the Oaks face off against the Arroyo Seco Saints. The Oaks just won a game against the Saints last night. 5-4 is a gritty game. Should be a good one tomorrow. That game is going to be at 4. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back at it tomorrow at 4.